Hi, Max. When did you get back?
Late last night, around midnight.
Was your vacation fun?
Yeah, it was. But I can't talk now. Can I call you later?
Sure.
Sarah, it's been a long time.
Yes! It's so nice to see you again, Hannah.
Are you still living downtown?
Yes, but I have a different apartment now.
Really? What's your new apartment like?
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Will, good to see you again.
Hey, James. How's it going?
Great, thanks. You?
I'm okay. Ready for classes?
I guess. How was your summer?
Well, it started...
Hello, I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark. I'm Jenny. It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too, Jenny. Are you new here?
Yes, it's my first day.
Mine too.
Oh, so we're both new.
Yeah. Do you know anyone here?
Yes, I know that.
Excuse me, Mr. Tanaka?
Yes?
May I introduce myself? My name is Jeremy Lee.
Ah, I'm Hiroshi Tanaka. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Are you enjoying your visit?
Oh, yes. I'm enjoying...
Bob? Oscar! How are you? It's been ages. Great. You haven't changed a bit.
Neither of you. Well, except for the suit.
Yeah, I know. I have to wear a suit for my new job.
New job? What's your new job?
Well, I'm actually working...
Andy, how are you doing?
Not so good. I have a terrible headache. I hope I'm okay by 3 o'clock.
Why? What's happening at 3 o'clock?
I'm taking my driving test again. I failed it the first time.
Oh, I'm sure you'll pass this time.
Oh, I just can't fail the test again. What'll I do?
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Maggie, are you okay?
No, I'm not. It's just one thing after another. The same thing happened last week, and I swore I'd never go there again at lunchtime. It's the worst time.
Go where?
To the bank. I waited in line for a half an hour. Now I'm really in a bad mood.
Justin, are you okay?
I can't believe I just did that. I just called Linda Reed at home to ask her out on a date.
Great. Did she say yes?
Not exactly. I asked and then I heard someone giggling. I had asked her little sister. She sounded just like Linda.
Oh, I'm sure Linda will think it's funny.
This is incredible.
What's going on, Donna?
It's my history test. Look.
Wow, 100%. You got a perfect score. Congratulations.
I can't believe it. This has never happened to me before.
This week has been terrible. Nothing seems to be going right these days.
Did something happen, Raul?
It's something different every day. This morning, I left my wallet at home, so I couldn't get the bus to school. I had to walk all the way in the rain.
Come on, cheer up. Let's go get some coffee or something. You'll feel better. So, Steve, how well do you remember your first day of high school?
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Really? How did you feel?
I was so anxious.
Really?
I couldn't sleep the night before.
Well, why did you feel anxious?
Well, I wanted to make a good impression on everyone. You know, I wanted the other kids to think I was cool and confident.
Oh, well, how about you, Janet? How do you feel?
Well, I wasn't really anxious. I was excited. My brother had told me so much about the school. He was 2 years ahead of me.
Oh.
I already knew a lot of his friends.
So, what were your first impressions of the school?
I already knew...
Sorry, after you.
No, go ahead.
Thanks. Well, I remember how big the school was. My previous school was a lot smaller, and there were so many other kids. Well, they looked like grown-ups to me, not kids.
I know what you mean. But in my case, it wasn't all new. I'd been to some events because my brother was in the orchestra and played on some sports teams.
Ah.
So my first impressions were Well, that it was all familiar, in a good way.
I see. So, how many students were in your classes?
There were around 30, 32.
My classes were smaller. There were usually about 25.
Do you remember your first teacher?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Rodriguez.
What was she like?
Oh, she was so kind.
Oh.
She always listened to us carefully. She brought out the best in everyone.
Wow, my first teacher was a lot different.
Really?
Mr. Conway. I remember he shouted all the time. Well, maybe that was because he wasn't very good at discipline, controlling the class.
Yeah.
He always seemed angry.
Did anything surprise you about high school?
Yeah. We had to work really hard.
Oh, yeah.
We had so much homework. It took me so long to do.
What surprised me was how the boys and girls didn't mix.
Yeah.
All my school friends in the first year were girls. Well, that changed later, of course.
So, Mark, how was your trip to Asia? Where did you go?
All over. We went to Japan and Korea and even to China for a few days.
Ooh, how nice.
Yeah, it really was. But I remember it was really hard to read certain basic things like signs and labels in stores.
Yeah?
You could read the price, but not any other information.
Huh.
Many products in the supermarkets don't have any English on them at all. So you have to rely on the pictures on the label or buy international brands like Coca-Cola.
Oh, gosh, that would be hard.
It was.
Well, how about in restaurants? The food's very different from Western food, right?
The food is great, but you're right. Yeah, it is different. In China and Korea, you really have to have someone with you to help with the menu. But in Japan, it's surprisingly easy to order food in restaurants.
Really? Why's that?
Well, you see, they have plastic models of the food dishes in the window outside, so you can point to what you want.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes they have photos inside the menu, too. That's really helpful. So even if the people in the restaurant don't speak English, it's very easy to order a meal. And I don't just mean McDonald's or pizzas. Real Japanese food.
How was your trip to Europe? Where did you go?
Well, I spent 1 week in Hungary visiting some friends.
Oh.
Then we went to England for another week.
Nice.
And finally, we spent some time in Holland and Germany.
It sounds like a great trip.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and very interesting. Hungary was a little hard, though, because they use the Roman alphabet, but none of the words are the same as English. I remember I had some trouble in a restaurant when I wanted to go to the restroom. I had to learn that férfiak means men and nők means women. I didn't know, and so I waited till I saw which door another customer went through. Another problem I had was in England. The people there talked so fast.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand them at first. But after a few days, they seemed to talk more slowly. I guess I just got more used to their accents.
What about in Holland and Germany? How'd you manage there?
Well, interestingly enough, that wasn't a problem.
No?
So many people spoke English there, and they talked slowly. So it was pretty easy to understand them.
Yeah.
In the restaurants, there was usually a menu in English. And in the hotels, of course, all the staff spoke English.
So, Sarah, how was your vacation?
Oh, great. We went to China and Korea and Japan. It was quite an experience.
And this was your first time there?
Oh, my first time outside of North America, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. But I have to say, it was also a little scary sometimes. I mean, life is so different from here in the U.S. I made a lot of mistakes. But luckily, people seem to laugh about them rather than get offended.
That's good.
Yes. Oh, I remember one day, I went to visit my friend at her parents' apartment in Tokyo. They bowed to me, and they offered me some slippers to put on. But I said, "No thanks," and walked into the apartment.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Without removing your shoes?
Yes, that's right. Oh, well, now I know that was a mistake. Oh, and another thing I did wrong was in China. I visited the school, and the class, they gave me a present all beautifully wrapped, and I opened it right there to see what it was. That was a big mistake.
Yep.
When you get a present, you're supposed to unwrap it in private. When you're alone. Oh, and then in Korea, I went out with some people for a meal. And we all had to sit on the floor, not in chairs, and that wasn't really a problem. But we were all around this table with bottles of drinks in the middle. And I made the mistake of helping myself. Yeah. What you are supposed to do is wait for the person next to you to pour it for you. And then you do the same for him or her.
Right.
So, the guy next to me really wanted a drink and was waiting for me to pour it for him.
Oh, no.
It was terrible.
Oh, I remember when I first came to the United States, things were pretty strange for me too.
Really?
Yeah, one thing that was hard at first was eating in restaurant.
Oh, you mean eating with a knife and fork instead of chopsticks?
No, actually the problem was that I wasn't using a fork correctly.
Oh.
When we use a knife and fork in Japan, we cut the food with a knife and put it in our mouths with a fork.
Uh-huh.
And we do this all through the meal. We keep the fork in our left hand. And what you seem to do here is begin by cutting up all the food into pieces.
Yeah.
Then you set the knife down and use the fork in the right hand to put the food in your mouth.
Wow, I never really thought about that.
And I had another embarrassing experience. I wanted to buy a $30 guidebook, right?
Right.
So I gave the salesperson 3 $10 bills. But she said it wasn't enough. She said that the prices in stores don't include sales tax, and the tax is different in each state. So it's impossible to figure out the correct amount of money for any purchase. You just have to wait for the salesperson to tell you how much to pay.
Yeah, I guess you just have to get used to it.
I guess so. And another thing. I went to a baseball game and they played the national anthem. I stood up like everyone and put my hand over my heart. But later I found out that wasn't enough. I didn't remove my cap.
Oh, yeah, that's a sign of respect.
Yes, now I know. And another thing I can't get used to is the way American people always look at you while you're having a conversation. They keep looking at you all the time, They want to keep eye contact. In Japan, we don't look people in the eye so much. We look away a lot more.
I know. I had the opposite experience in Asia. People didn't like me looking them in the eye.
I can't learn to do that.
I can't learn not to do that.
Hey, Joseph. A bunch of us are going to go out tonight after work. Would you like to come with us?
Oh, thanks, Mary. I'd love to, but my back is killing me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I was working out at the gym yesterday, and I think I overdid it.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, what are you going to do for it?
Nothing, really.
You know what? Oh, Amanda, look at you. You are so sunburned.
I know. I went to the beach yesterday and I fell asleep in the sun.
Oh, my gosh. Well, does it hurt?
Yeah, it really does. I feel like I'm on fire.
Have you tried? Hey, Brad. Are you okay?
Oh, hey, Mary. Do you happen to have any aspirin? I've got a terrible headache.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, though, I do know of a really good natural cure for headaches.
Oh, good. I'll try anything.
Okay, well...
How about you, Jason? Do you have a best friend?
Yeah, I do.
So where did you first meet?
Well, we used to work in the same office. That's where we met.
Huh.
Then I got transferred to a different branch a couple months later.
I see. And how are you alike?
Well, we hit it off right away. We like the same kind of things, like music and movies.
Cool.
And we both love to discuss things. We have arguments all the time.
Really? So what do you do together?
Oh, well, we're both really interested in movies. We go to the movies about once a week. How about you, Patricia? Who's your best friend?
Well, her name's Jane, and I've known her for, let me see, about 10 years.
And where did you first meet?
Oh, in junior high school. We were classmates.
So, how are the two of you alike?
Well, we're the same age,
Uh-huh.
But what we have in common is that we both love to be outdoors.
Oh, that's interesting. So, what do you do together?
Well, we both like shopping. Oh, but most of all, we do a lot of outdoor activities together,
Oh.
like mountain biking, hiking, stuff like that.
Cool.
How about you, Nick? Who's your best friend and where did you meet?
I guess my best friend is Tony. He's my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister, and we first met at their wedding. That was about 8 years ago.
How are you alike?
Well, he's a few years older than me, but we have a lot in common. We both like sports, and we both find the same things funny. We laugh at the same kinds of things.
So, what do you do together?
We hang out together whenever we can. We watch sports together because my sister hates sports. So how about you, Marcy? Where did you meet your best friend?
Oh, well, we worked in the same office. He was already working there. When I first started working, he was really helpful and made me feel comfortable. We became friends right away.
And how are you alike?
Alike? Well, actually, we aren't very alike. I mean, he's pretty tall and I'm kind of short. He likes sports, but I don't. He's a good cook, but I'm not.
So what do you do together?
Oh, Jason loves movies, so
Wait a minute. Your best friend is Jason?
Yes, Jason. We both love movies, so we get together every Monday and go to the movies.
And how does your boyfriend feel about that?
Oh, he doesn't mind. He's never free on Mondays, and he doesn't like movies much anyway.
People who speak English come from many different countries and regions, and they have all kinds of different accents. It may be hard to understand them at first, but after a little while it gets easier. You may have to ask them to speak more slowly at first. Oh, by the way, I'm from South Africa.
People who speak English come from many different countries and regions, and they have all kinds of different accents. It may be hard to understand them at first, but after a little while it gets easier. You may have to ask them to speak more slowly at first. Oh, by the way, I'm from Texas.
People who speak English come from many different countries and regions, and they have all kinds of different accents. It may be hard to understand them at first, but after a little while it gets easier. You may have to ask them to speak more slowly at first. Oh, by the way, I'm from India.
People who speak English come from many different countries and regions, and they have all kinds of different accents. It may be hard to understand them at first, but after a little while it gets easier. You may have to ask them to speak more slowly at first. Oh, by the way, I'm from New Zealand.
My name's Bruce, and I'm from Sydney in Australia. Australia is a big country, but we have only about 20 million people, and most of the population lives a few kilometres from the coast. Australians are crazy about sports. We play 4 different kinds of football and cricket, and all kinds of water sports like surfing and sailing. When people first come to Australia, they find some of the expressions we use confusing, but they soon get the hang of it. Some typical Australian expressions are "G'day," which means hello, and "no worries."
Well, what does that mean?
You're welcome. We say that when someone says thank you. And we like short words with IE at the end, like Barbie for barbecue, Bicky for biscuit, Brekkie for breakfast, and Mozzie for mosquito.
And Aussie for Australian.
That's right.
How about you, Emily? You're from England, right?
That's right. And although England is a small country, every region has a different accent. You only have to travel a few kilometres to hear a different accent. And people in Wales and Scotland have different accents too. There are a lot of words we use in the UK which are different from US words.
Oh, can you give us some examples?
Sure. Just starting with transport. We talk about lorries. A lorry is what you call a truck. And we drive on motorways. A motorway is a highway. And we fill our cars with petrol, not gas. We use gas in the kitchen to cook. And we talk on our mobiles, not our cells. And we wear trousers, not pants. And you can see I'm wearing trainers. Those are sneakers to you, like running shoes. And in the summer we go for a holiday, a vacation. Holidays in the US are what we call public holidays, like Christmas or New Year. And the good thing is that if you're in the UK, almost everyone understands all the US words because we see so many American films and television programs.
I see. What do you call the punctuation mark at the end of a sentence? In the US, we call it a period.
Oh, that's a full stop.
Oh. Hey, Patrick, you're from Ireland, aren't you?
Yes, Ireland is a small country and it's very green, with some lovely scenery. And, as a member of the European Union, we have a very high standard of living. It's not a big country. We've only 6 million people. But you meet Irish people all over the world. And what Emily said about British words is the same for Ireland. We talk about motorways and petrol and trousers too.
Yes, and in Australia you'll hear most of those British words too. Not the American ones.
But there are some special words in Ireland you won't hear in the UK or the US. For example, in the US, what do you call the place you walk on, next to a street?
Sidewalk?
Right. And in England?
Pavement.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the footpath in Ireland. And in our homes, we keep things in a press. That's a cupboard. And we call the police the guards. And if you ask someone how they are, they'll probably answer, "I'm grand, thanks."
I'm fine.
Yes.
Well, what about the word banjacks?
Oh, that means to break something, or not working properly. We might say, "Me mobile's been banjacked since I left it out in the rain." It rains a lot in Ireland. And we like to stay inside in the evening, or, go somewhere where we can enjoy the crack.
Wait a minute, the crack?
Yeah, it's good company, good conversation.
Oh.
Hello and welcome to the world's worst criminals. We have 3 interesting stories tonight. Let's start our show right now with our first story from Canada. Jane?
Thank you, Chuck. 2 burglars were arrested in Canada this week. The burglars had broken into a house and stolen some money before deciding they were hungry. They ate all the food in the refrigerator. After their meal, they fell asleep. The woman who owns the house found them when she came home. She called the police, who arrived in time to wake up and arrest the 2 men.
How much money did they find in the house?
About $100, that's all.
Oh. Well, our second story comes to us from Switzerland. A woman was driving over the speed limit and got her picture taken by a speed camera.
How fast was she going, Chuck?
She was doing 80 kilometers per hour in a 50 kilometer per hour zone.
Ooh.
So that's much too fast. And you'll never guess what she did. She turned her car around and drove back to get the camera.
Really?
Yeah. Then she grabbed the camera and threw it off a cliff.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Unfortunately for her, someone saw all this and called the police. She was arrested and charged with damaging the camera, which is public property. The maximum fine for that is $20,000.
Wow. Now, our third story happened in California. A robber saw a bank courier coming out of a bank with a suitcase full of cash.
Oh.
The courier drove off, and the robber followed in his own car. He forced the courier to stop and open up the back of his van. Then the robber grabbed the suitcase full of money, ran to his car, and drove off.
Oh, my.
Now, the problem was that he took the courier's first aid kit instead of the case with the money in it. Yeah, the courier was unhurt, and the police are still looking for the man who stole the first aid kit.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Tune in next week when we'll be...
Did I tell you what happened to Betty, my friend's sister, and her lottery ticket? She bought a lottery ticket and then heard on the radio that no one had claimed the $1 million prize. Betty didn't know where her ticket was, but she quickly wrote down the winning numbers in case they matched hers: 5, 9, 38, and 17. When she got home, Betty started looking for her ticket. She looked everywhere. She blamed her kids for hiding it. She got angry with her family. In the end, she just gave up hope. Finally, she found the ticket in a pair of her favorite jeans that she just washed. The numbers on the ticket were still just about readable, and they were the same numbers she wrote down. So she jumped into a taxi and went to the lottery office. There she showed the manager her ticket, and he examined it. He said there was some good news and some bad news. The bad news was that the numbers on her ticket were 5, 9, 38, and 70, not 17, so they didn't match completely. But the good news was that she qualified for a smaller prize of $1,000.
Did I tell you about my brother-in-law, Henry? Well, Henry was going to spend a long weekend at a friend's cabin in the mountains. He wanted to get an early start to beat the traffic, but his alarm clock didn't go off, so he overslept. He didn't wake up till 9 o'clock, and when he came out of his house, he saw his car had a flat tire. It took him an hour to get it fixed. He didn't want to waste time, so he didn't fill up with gas in the city. Then there was this big traffic jam on the freeway as he was trying to get out of town. The fuel gauge was getting lower and lower. He managed to get to a gas station just in time. He didn't get to the cabin till midnight. Then he realized he had left the key at home. He spent the night in the car, hardly sleeping at all. The next morning, he found a big rock and broke a window to get inside the cabin. He made some tea and unpacked his bag. It was then that he discovered that the back door of the cabin was unlocked the whole time, and there was a large plant next to the front door. He looked under it and saw a key to the front door.
What makes people successful in business? Today, we're looking at 3 men and 2 women who have become household names thanks to the internet. James Kincaid and Polly Stevens are here to tell us more about them. Welcome, James and Polly.
Hello.
Hi.
So, who's your first successful person, Polly?
Michelle Peluso. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Travelocity. They sell flights, hotels, cruises, and other travel arrangements on the internet. She was born in 1971. In 2000, she launched a website in the United States called Site59.com, an online travel agency, following the model of the UK's LastMinute.com. They specialized in selling weekend trips and last-minute vacations. Site59 was bought by Travelocity, a much bigger company, in 2002. Shortly after that, in 2003, Michelle became its president and CEO.
What's her secret?
Well, Michelle says that she wants all her customers to have great travel experiences, and customer service is her #1 priority. In fact, she responds personally to every email she receives from over 5,000 employees and customers worldwide, even when she's on vacation.
James, tell us about Jeff Bezos, the guy who founded Amazon.com.
Okay. Well, Jeff Bezos was born in 1964. He was interested in technology and computers from an early age. He had a very successful career in New York, but then he decided to quit his job and move to Seattle in 1994. He said, "I'm going to go do this crazy thing. I'm going to start this company selling books online." Amazon.com launched in 1995, but the company didn't make a profit for 7 years. Now Amazon sells all kinds of products online, including DVDs, furniture, and food to 55 million customers, and he's worth over $4 billion.
What's his secret?
Well, Jeff still runs the company, and he says work hard, have fun, make history.
Polly, your next person is not so well known, but her company is, right?
That's right. Everyone knows eBay, but CEO Meg Whitman is not so well known. She was born in 1956 in New York. She was very successful managing many different companies. When she joined eBay, it had only 30 employees in the U.S. She became president and CEO in 1998. Now, eBay has over 11,000 employees worldwide, and she's worth around $1.5 billion.
What's her secret?
She believes in listening to customer feedback. The company is very focused on its customers. eBay's slogan is, buy it, sell it, love it.
Okay, James, back to you. Tell us about those Google guys.
Right. Well, Larry Page and Sergey Brin were both born in 1973. Larry in Michigan and Sergey in Russia. Sergey moved to the U.S. when he was 5. They met at Stanford University in 1996 and started developing an internet search engine. They launched Google in 1998. The name Google comes from the number Google, spelled Googol, which is 1 followed by 100 zeros. And as everyone knows, Google quickly became the world's favorite search engine. Google now has 8,000 employees worldwide.
What's their secret?
New products. Google engineers spend 20% of their time on projects that interest them, which is how Google's new products are developed. Larry is Google's president of products, and Sergey is president of technology. They are each worth around $16 billion.
I love living in this remote-controlled world, but it gets a little out of hand. I used to have 5 remotes on my coffee table at home. One for the TV, one for the DVD player, one for the cable, one for the stereo, and one for the CD player. Well, last weekend, my roommate bought a new air conditioner. And guess what? It comes with a remote. So now we have 6 remotes sitting on the table. That means there's always one in the couch somewhere, one behind the couch, one under the cushion. I mean, it's just so confusing. I can never find the one I need.
Okay, this is something that has bothered me for a long time, and it's when you have a complaint and you call customer service and they give you a recorded message. First, if you press 1, you can have this option. If you press 2, you can have this option. No, I don't want any options. I want to speak to a person. And then, when they switch you over to the person, you get disconnected. Has this ever happened to you? It drives me nuts.
So this morning I bought a book for a friend, and I was going to wrap it. I got it home and I tried to take the sticker off of the back of the book, you know, that has the price on it. And first I started peeling away at the corner, and the paper started tearing on the book. So I started working from the other side, and when I finally got the sticker off, the back of the book was covered with this gook. And I was trying to rub that off, and it started turning black, and it was horrible. Have you ever had that happen to you? It's terrible.
Well, I got this nifty new cell phone, and let me tell you, I love cell phones. I love being able to walk down the street and call anybody. But I got this cell phone with voice-activated dialing. So all you have to do is say, "Call home," and it dials it for you. Or "Call Larry," and it dials the number for you. So last week I was walking down the street and I said, "Call home," and it called my mom. And then I said, "Call Larry," and it called Harry. So I've stopped using voice-activated dialing.
So I needed to get some money, so I went to an ATM with my cash card. And I went up to the ATM, put the card in, typed in my PIN number to get the money, and it said the PIN was wrong. So I typed in it again, and it said it was wrong again. I couldn't believe it, so I tried a third time, and the machine ate my card. Well, suddenly I realized that I had put in the wrong card, so obviously the number didn't work. I had the wrong card in the machine. It was so frustrating.
Frank? Frank!
Yes?
It's me, Erica.
Erica, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Not since we were in high school. How have you been?
I've been good. And hey, you look great.
Well, thanks. So do you. Listen, do you still see any of our old high school friends? I've lost touch with most of them.
Yeah, well, me too. But do you remember Amy? I ran into her the other day. What a surprise.
Yeah, sure, I remember Amy. She was going out with Brian, wasn't she?
That's right. They really liked each other in those days. I remember Christine liked Brian too, but he was never really interested in her. He was happy with Amy.
You know, I used to like Amy when we were in high school.
Really? Why didn't you tell her?
I couldn't tell her. I mean, she only had eyes for Brian.
Really? Oh, that's too bad.
It's okay. That's all in the past now. And you used to like Brian too, didn't you?
Brian? No way. Actually, I liked David back then. David and I went out a couple of times, but we just never got along very well. He didn't seem that interested in me.
Poor you.
Poor us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said I met Amy.
Right, how is she?
Very happy. She's just got engaged.
Engaged? Who to?
To David, of all people. They were at college together and really hit it off. She split up with Brian, and they went their separate ways.
I bet Brian's upset about that.
No, not really. I don't think so. Anyway, how about you? Are you seeing anybody?
Yes, and you'll never guess who.
I have no idea.
Christine.
No, really?
Yes, we've been seeing each other for a couple of years now. Are you seeing anybody?
Well, I'm married now.
Married? Congratulations. So who's the lucky guy?
Brian.
Brian? When we were in high school...
I know we didn't get along, but now we do. So we got married last September.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I'm talking to 4 people about why they are stressed. Andrew, you first.
Yes. Well, most of the time I don't feel stressed. I like my job and I have a good relationship. The problem I do have is that I wake up early every morning, around 5 a.m., and I feel worried. I just worry about little things that are on my mind, nothing major, just things like what clothes I'm going to wear that day or who I'm going to meet that day. I just lie awake worrying until it's time to get up. So I'm not getting enough sleep.
Sonia, how about you? What makes you stressed?
Oh, waiting in line. It just drives me crazy. If I have to line up in the post office or in the bank, or wait to buy a ticket or pay at the supermarket checkout, I just feel so stressed I want to scream. I seem to spend hours and hours just standing in line. And I think it's getting worse because the lines are getting longer and slower.
Brent, how about you? Do you get stressed?
Oh, yes. My problem is that I have so much to do that I don't have time to relax. At lunchtime, I go out for lunch and, like Sonia, I have to stand in line to get a table. Then, when the food comes, I have to eat very quickly so I can get back to work. And then I get kinda sick from eating too fast, and that makes me feel totally stressed all afternoon. I'd like to take longer lunches, but there's so much to do in the office.
Finally, Natalie, how about you? You certainly look stressed. I thought being a student was an easy way of life.
No way. Not for me, anyhow. I have to work really hard. And the reason I'm stressed is that there is real pressure on us to get good grades in every class. If we don't get good grades, we can fail that class, and that can mean we have to leave college. So I'm worried all the time about getting good grades.
That's awful. Last month, I talked to 4 people about stressful situations in their lives. Let's find out what they're doing now to cope with their stress. First, Andrew. How are you feeling now?
Well, I still wake up early and start worrying, but now I turn on the light and read a chapter of a book. Then I turn off the light, close my eyes, and I go back to sleep. And I wake up feeling fine at 7:30.
Good. Sonia, are you still getting frustrated standing in line?
Not anymore. I have an MP3 player. I just put in my earphones when I'm standing in line and listen to music. It's great. I enjoy standing in line now. Sometimes I'm actually disappointed when I get to the front of the line if I'm listening to a good song.
Now, Brent, are you still eating too quickly and feeling sick?
Nope. My secret is sandwiches.
Huh?
Well, instead of going out to eat lunch, I have lunch at my desk. I buy a sandwich and juice in the morning on my way to work. And at lunchtime, I put my feet up and eat my sandwich slowly. I feel relaxed all afternoon.
Natalie, when we met before, you looked really stressed. Now you look so happy. What's happened?
Well, I talked to some of my classmates, and I discovered that they felt the same way. First, we asked our teachers to give us fewer tests, but they all said no. So, then we had the idea of starting a study group. We all work together now, helping one another and preparing for tests together. We find that sharing the stress makes it all bearable. We still have to work hard, but now it's fun, not stressful.
I'm talking today to marketing expert Jim Hobson. His fascinating new book, Why We Buy What We Buy, is just out. Jim, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I really enjoyed your book and learned a lot. I discovered that if I want to open a new store, the worst possible location is next to a bank, right?
That's right. Because it takes people 10 meters to slow down from a quick walk. Because there's nothing to look at in a bank's window, consumers walk faster and don't slow down fast enough to notice the store directly next to it.
Interesting. And once inside a store, most people turn left. Is that right?
No. Most people actually turn right.
Oh.
That's why supermarkets have their entrance on the right so that people will walk straight ahead.
Oh.
In a store, the signature items are placed...
Sorry, but what are signature items?
Those are the products most shoppers go into the store to buy. For example, in the men's clothing store, the suits are signature items, and they are at the back of the store. That's because the store wants the customers to walk past other goods on display first, to see them and think about purchasing them too, and then walk past more goods on the way out of the store.
How about the aisles in a store? Some stores have very narrow aisles. Is that good?
Narrow aisles mean there are more shelves. But if an aisle is narrow, shoppers won't buy so much. I mean, if shoppers run into each other because the aisles are very narrow, they get irritated, stop looking, and move on. And they don't return to the aisle. Aisles must be wide enough for people to pass each other easily.
What about colors? Is it important what color a store is inside?
Yeah, definitely. Dark colors are not as effective as light colors. The best color of all is light purple, according to research.
Oh.
If a store is light purple inside, people spend more money in it.
And I was very interested by what you wrote about male customers. Tell us about the differences between female and male shoppers. How do they behave differently?
Okay, well, to attract male customers, a store has to communicate 3 things to them. In general, a man needs to see clearly how to get into the store, how to find things quickly, and how to get out quickly. If he can't do all 3 things, he won't go in, and he won't spend any money. A male customer has to feel comfortable, and he won't feel comfortable if there are too many brands to choose from. He doesn't want buying things to be complicated. He doesn't care if a pair of jeans costs $25.99 or $29.99. He just wants to make a simple purchase without having to make too many decisions.
And women?
Well, women are more price conscious. Women are more likely to have a list of what they want to buy and then go shopping to find the things on their list, while men are more likely to buy things on impulse. And clothing stores need to have plenty of dressing rooms for men.
Why is that?
Because more than half the men who try on an item will buy that item, as opposed to 25% of female shoppers.
Fascinating. Jim, thank you.
You're welcome.
And next, 3 reports from the metro area. First, if you got caught in the terrible traffic this morning, we'll be telling you why. Second, there was a strange new class at City College. And third, you'll find out why there were bigger than normal crowds on Sunset Beach this afternoon. We'll tell you more after these messages. Welcome back. It's been a busy day in the metro area. First, you may have been caught up in the traffic gridlock this morning. Chuck Stein was downtown by City Hall and has this report. Chuck?
Yes, Linda. Traffic this morning was gridlocked from 10th Street to 40th Street, all because an orangutan appeared in the street outside City Hall. Now, a keeper from the Metro Zoo was called in to deal with the situation, but because of the traffic, it took her 45 minutes to get downtown. Now, not wanting to frighten the animal, who was, by the way, a young orangutan and not in any way dangerous, she tried to get it to come toward her by leaving a trail of bananas. But it didn't work. The animal couldn't have been less interested. But when she talked to the animal, it came to her, took her hand, and got into her car. So we watched them drive off to the zoo. And I hope to be able to tell you tomorrow, Linda, about a happy ending to this story.
Oh, I hope so too. Thanks, Chuck. Next, Sarah Park tells us about a class she attended at City College. Sarah?
Oh, yes, Linda. I was there with about 20 other people who wanted to improve their singing. Now, most people aren't aware of how they sound when they sing, so the voice teacher, Lee Byung-won, has come up with a new technique. The members of the class wear these plastic buckets on their heads while they practice. And the bucket lets you hear yourself the way others hear you. And this helps you to improve. I tried it, and I think it works. Would you like me to sing my way for you now?
Oh, thank you very much, Sarah, but not just now, maybe later. Finally, Alex Martinez reports from Sunset Beach. Working on your tan, Alex?
No, I'm afraid not. The weather is pretty cloudy, but this didn't keep the crowds away. I am here to see this year's sandcastle contest, which this year has attracted bigger numbers than ever. There are 147 contestants, ranging in age from 8 to 88. Local resident Greg Wallace built an enormous castle, just like in a fairy tale, and experts are expecting him to win the prize for the 4th year running. But newcomer David Bradley's Star Wars spaceship is also pretty impressive. But now the judges have just started looking at the sandcastles, and I should be able to announce the winner tomorrow at our evening broadcast. Back to you in the studio.
And that wraps up the news on the stock market. And finally, here are the latest updates on yesterday's stories. Chuck Stein told us about an orangutan that stopped traffic downtown. Chuck, do you have any more for us on that story?
I do, Linda, and it's pretty surprising. It seems that the orangutan wasn't really a real animal at all, but a 13-year-old student in a costume. I spoke with him today, and he told me that he was trying to raise awareness of the dangers facing orangutans in Southeast Asia. Apparently, they are in great danger of becoming extinct.
That's no joke. And yesterday, we also told you about the singing class. Sarah, is there more to tell us?
There sure is. Apparently, the Metro Symphony Chorus has ordered 200 plastic buckets for their singers. The chorus director heard about the class and believes that her singers can actually improve their voices by using this method at rehearsals.
Oh, let's hope they don't use the buckets in their concerts. Finally, we were hoping to tell you the winner of the Sunset Beach Sandcastle contest, but we have some bad news from Alex Martinez.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A few minutes after the judges started looking at the sandcastles, there was a big thunderstorm with very heavy rain. So the sandcastles were washed away and couldn't be judged. This is the first time this has happened in the 21-year history of the contest, and the judges are still trying to make arrangements.
So, Kurt, congratulations, you made it.
Yes, we did.
How long did the trip take?
It took a very long time, 45 days. We left on July 1st and we arrived yesterday, August 14th. It seemed like 4 months.
Now, I know that everyone forgets something on a trip like this. What did you forget to take with you?
Oh, we didn't have enough books to read. We only had 2 books and we had to keep rereading them. Joan said she had packed a box of books, but she didn't. And she also forgot to pack any coffee, so we had to make do with tea.
Oh, what was your worst experience?
One day I'll never forget. It was on the 10th day. There was no wind, and it was very hot. I wanted to cool off, so I dove into the ocean and swam away from the boat. I was about 50 meters from the boat when I saw a fin, then another, and another. There were sharks all around me, blocking my way back to the boat. Eventually, they lost interest and swam away. I didn't tell Joan about this in case she freaked out. The sharks didn't come back.
What was your best experience?
Being alone at night and keeping watch. looking at the stars while Joan was asleep below. The night sky in the middle of the ocean is just awesome.
What was the first thing you did when you reached land?
I fell down. I couldn't stand up after being at sea so long. I still find it hard to stay on my feet.
Well, thank you, Kurt, and congratulations again. Joan, congratulations on your amazing voyage. You must feel very proud of yourselves.
Yes, very proud.
How long did the journey take?
We left on June 14th and arrived here on August 14th. So that's 2 months.
Did you miss anything on the boat? What did you forget to take with you?
I missed coffee. Kurt said he packed it, but he forgot. And he also forgot the box of books for us to read.
What was your worst experience?
It was a terrifying moment. It was a foggy day, and we were sailing along in the fog when this enormous ship appeared out of nowhere in the fog. It nearly ran us down. Kurt was asleep. I didn't tell him because he would have freaked out. But that was the only scary experience.
What was your best experience?
Swimming with dolphins. I used to swim every day with rope tied to me so I couldn't get lost. Every day, I just jumped into the water, closed my eyes, and let the boat carry me along. And on the 12th day of our journey, this group of dolphins appeared, and I swam with them. It was wonderful. Kurt refused to swim, though.
What was the first thing you did when you reached land?
I had a double espresso. Then another one.
So how do you feel?
Great. So the weather forecast for the weekend is good, and it's ideal weather for a hiking trip in the mountains. Pack your backpack and you're ready to head off. But maybe it's not so simple. I'm here with Park Ranger Chuck Lewis. Tell us, Chuck, is there any special advice you can give to hikers?
Sure. Many people think it's okay just to start walking, but there are some important rules you must follow if you want to get home again safely. First, don't go hiking alone. There should be at least 4 people in your group. Then if someone gets hurt, 1 person can stay back and 2 people can go for help.
Okay.
Also, even if the weather looks good, like today, you should expect it to get worse. Listen to the latest weather forecasts, but don't rely on them completely. The weather can change quickly in the mountains.
So don't be optimistic about the weather.
Right. And get an early start on a hike, and allow yourself plenty of time. Make sure you're at your destination well before dark.
All right.
And if you're in a group, you should all walk at the same speed. That means at the pace of the slowest walker. Whatever you do, don't leave anyone behind.
I hate walking slowly.
Me too, but it's a must. And here's another important thing you must do. Tell someone your route before you set off. Then if you don't arrive, that person can alert the rescue services.
So then you also have to be sure that person knows that you have arrived safely.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks a lot, Chuck.
Hold on. There's more.
Well, thanks a lot, Chuck.
Hold on. There's more.
Oh, sorry.
I need to tell you about equipment.
All right.
Back to the start of the trip. Make sure you have an up-to-date, detailed map. Plan your route before you set off. You also need to know which direction you're going at all times.
So you should carry a compass.
That's right. And as I said before, the weather can change quickly in the mountains, so pack clothing for bad weather. You need clothes that are not only waterproof, but also warm.
It can get cold, can't it?
It sure can. Now let's think about emergencies. Take a first aid kit and a cell phone so you can call for help. Also in your backpack, you need energy foods like chocolate and dried fruit, and plenty of water.
You mean for emergency rations?
Yes, and it may get dark. You don't want to get lost in the dark, so you need...
A flashlight?
Exactly. Pack one in your backpack.
Is that it?
Not quite. Just a final word about footwear. Sneakers or sandals are not suitable for hiking, even if the weather is hot and sunny. Wear proper hiking boots. Don't expect a hike to be a stroll along the beach.
Okay. All in all, it doesn't sound like too much fun.
Oh, but it is. You just need to be prepared in case things go wrong. Being out in the fresh air, seeing wonderful views, enjoying the company of your friends.
That's all we have time for. Thanks a lot, Chuck.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, I was driving my car and listening to the radio.
Uh-huh.
The weather forecast said there was going to be a storm, but I thought I'd be okay in the car.
Sure.
Then the sky started to get really dark, and it was only 3 o'clock.
Wow.
I was pretty high up in the mountains when suddenly the engine started to cough.
Why?
I ran out of gas.
Oh.
The fuel gauge on my car wasn't working properly. It was stuck on half full. So there I was in the middle of nowhere. Then it started to snow very heavily.
Oh, no.
So I took out my cell phone, hoping to call for help, but unfortunately there wasn't a signal.
Right.
And I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was getting colder, and there wasn't any heat in the car because I couldn't run the engine. And it was dark by this time.
Wow.
What did you do?
Well, I had a choice. Either I could stay in the car all night and risk...
Well, it was a warm, sunny day when I set out for a walk along the coast. And I was in shorts and a t-shirt and wearing sandals.
Were you on your own?
Yeah, just me. And I was just going to walk to the next town along the coast, about a 2-hour walk. I walked along the beach and then I started to climb, following the path along the cliffs. And the path was pretty rough, and my feet were starting to hurt from the sandals.
Yeah.
So I wasn't feeling real happy after about an hour. And then suddenly the fog moved in from the ocean.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, and the fog was very thick and it was hard to see. And the path was very close to the edge of the cliff, and it was a long way down to the ocean.
Ooh.
So I'd been following the path until then, but then the path just stopped.
What?
It was just grass. I walked for, another 20 minutes or so, but still no path. I was feeling very cold in just a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh, no. So what did you do?
Well, I knew if I kept walking...
When I first went to Moscow, I was alone late one night after going to the opera.
Uh-huh.
I was just in time to catch the last subway back to my hotel, but I got on a train going the wrong way.
Oh, no.
By the time I realized this, we'd gone several stops, so I got off. This was the last train, so I couldn't go back the other way. I went out of the station, and it was very dark. The only people around were a group of young men on a street corner, and they were looking at me suspiciously. I felt very nervous and scared. I didn't know what to do.
Well, what did you do?
Well, there was no traffic.
Colder, and there wasn't any heat in the car because I couldn't run the engine. And it was dark by this time.
Wow.
What did you do?
Well, I had a choice. Either I could stay in the car all night and risk freezing, or I could leave the car and try to find help.
So what happened?
Well, I started to walk along the road in the snow, and I rounded a bend where another vehicle was stuck in the snow. It was a bus. I knocked on the door, and the driver let me in. It was nice and warm inside. That's where I spent the night, safe and warm.
Well, that was lucky. It was just grass. I walked for, another 20 minutes or so, but still no path. I was feeling very cold in just a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh, no. So what did you do?
Well, I knew if I kept walking, I'd get to the next town in about an hour, but I couldn't see the path.
Right.
If I stopped walking, the fog might not lift and I'd be stuck there all night in the wrong clothes. Or I could turn around and go back the way I came, hoping to find the path again.
So what happened?
Well, I was standing there trying to decide what to do, and then I saw the sun coming out above the fog. And as suddenly as it had come, the fog just disappeared. I was able to continue the walk safely.
How lucky.
Yeah.
I felt very nervous and scared. I didn't know what to do.
Well, what did you do?
Well, there was no traffic and certainly no taxis.
Of course.
I considered going to someone's house, ringing the doorbell, and asking them to call a cab, but I didn't speak the language well enough for that. I didn't know what to do.
So what happened?
Well, the young men started walking toward me.
Oh, no.
And one of them said, in perfect English, "Can we help you?" To make a long story short, he called me a cab on his cell phone, and I got back to my hotel safe and sound.
Well, it's best to study the subway map before you travel.
I know. I was really lucky. I learned my lesson, that's for sure.
I like this story. A little boy comes home from his first day at school, and he looks really unhappy.
Oh.
Yeah, so his mother asks him, "What did you learn today?" The little boy says, "Not enough. I have to go back tomorrow."
I heard this story about a kangaroo at the zoo.
Uh-huh.
One night the kangaroo got out of his enclosure.
Oh, no.
So the zookeepers caught him and put him back. And knowing that he could jump so high, the zookeepers put up a 2-meter fence. The kangaroo was out the next morning, just roaming around the zoo. So they put up a 3-meter fence. Again, he got out.
Oh, my God.
When the fence was 4 meters high, a camel in the next enclosure asked the kangaroo, "How high do you think they'll go?" The kangaroo said, "Oh, maybe 20 meters, unless somebody locks the gate at night."
So, this story made me laugh. This man stopped a taxi and asked the driver, "How much to take me to the station?" The taxi driver answered, "About $20, sir." And then the man said, "Okay, and how much for my suitcase?" The taxi driver answered, "Oh, there's no charge for the suitcase." So the man said, "Okay, just take the suitcase and I'll walk."
Take the suitcase.
Excuse me, are you the guide?
Yes, I am. My name's Rachel. I'll be taking you on your tour today.
Hi, Rachel, I'm Peter. And I'm Brian.
Hey, it's nice to meet you both. I hope you're feeling wide awake.
Not really.
Oh, well, you will be soon. So, do you have any questions before we start?
Yeah, are we the only 2 people on this trip?
As a matter of fact, you are. Yesterday there were 15 people, so you're lucky today. You're getting a private tour.
Great. So what are we going to do?
Okay, well, in a couple of minutes we're going to start our walk up the mountain. It's a pretty steep mountain, but, it's not too hard. And we hope to get there by sunrise, so we're going to keep a pretty quick and hearty pace, so make sure you keep up. Then we'll come back down and stop for a short breakfast, and after breakfast, the Jeep will pick us up.
So what do we need to bring? We both have our swimsuits on.
Well, you know what? I think you have everything you need. Towels, hiking boots. Do you have sunscreen?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, because it gets pretty hot out there.
Well, what about lunch? What are we going to have?
Well, our driver will already have prepared a barbecue for us. There will be fish, salad, and, some cold drinks. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Then what do we do after lunch?
Okay, well, after the quick lunch, the Jeep will take us to the Marine Nature Reserve, and then we have all afternoon to go snorkeling. And let me tell you, the fish out there are absolutely amazing.
We don't have masks and snorkels.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll provide all of it.
Do we need to bring any money?
No, you don't. We won't be going anywhere where you can spend it. Okay, are you guys ready to go? Follow me.
Oh, you're wearing the perfect thing. I love
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hi.
Hi,
Hey.
everyone. On behalf of Sunshine Island Tours, let me welcome you all to the island.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank you for choosing our exciting one-day round-the-island tour. My name's Jack.
Hi, Jack.
And I'll be your guide.
Oh, good.
We'll be picking you up from your hotel at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if you have any questions, now's the best time to ask. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, how many of us will there be altogether?
Well, the bus holds 15 people, but so far we have only 8 people on board. So that means there's plenty of room for you to spread out.
Oh, good.
Is there anything we need to bring?
Well, we're going to stop at the beach in the afternoon, so you'll need a swimsuit, towel, and sunscreen. Of
course, yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Oh, and don't forget your cameras, huh?
Oh, right.
Excuse me, what kinds of things are we going to do?
Well, in the morning, we drive around the south of the island. Our first stop is Pigeon Point, where there's a beautiful view of the water below.
Sounds pretty.
And then we visit a small ice cream factory where you can see our delicious island ice cream being made.
Oh.
What flavors are there?
Coconut, mango, papaya,
Okay.
and banana, I think.
Wow.
Do we get free samples?
Oh, you bet. we then continue around the island, enjoying beautiful views of the Atlantic coast. And we stop for lunch at a nice seaside cafe. After lunch, we head north, stopping at a beach like I said earlier. And finally, we go to the nature reserve, where you can see parrots and monkeys.
Oh, fun. So what's for lunch?
For lunch, a typical Caribbean lunch.
What's that?
A spicy chicken, rice and beans, and fresh tropical fruit for dessert. You get a fresh lime drink. But if you want any other drinks, that costs extra.
Oh, Jack, excuse me, but are there any other extra costs?
Well, you might want to buy some souvenirs, like local crafts or jewelry. And you might want to tip your driver. Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Thanks so much.
Thank
That's
you.
Okay, see you all tomorrow, 7 a.m.
Right.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Take
Okay.
care.
Hey, Angela. Can you believe summer vacation is almost already here? What are you and your family planning to do?
Hey, Fred. I know. I am really excited. My family and I are going caravanning this summer. We are heading down to the beach.
What a coincidence. My family and I are going caravanning too, but we are going in the mountains.
That should be nice. I went to the mountains last year. I really like caravanning.
Me too. It is a lot more comfortable and convenient than camping outdoors. Also, you don't have to worry about getting bit by mosquitoes.
Exactly. Hey, how big is your family's caravan?
It is medium-sized, a good fit for the size of our family. It holds about 4 people. It is pretty basic, though. We don't have any of those fancy extras like big TVs or refrigerators. How about yours?
Ours is really big, but we need all that space. It has room for all 6 of us and a bunch of cool stuff. We have a TV, refrigerator, stove, microwave, and shower.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Well, have a nice vacation.
You too.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard on this beautiful and sunny Saturday afternoon. Today is day 1 of our 5-day Caribbean cruise. I hope you are all as excited as we are. We will leave today at 3 p.m., arrive in the Bahamas tomorrow afternoon, and return here to Florida on Friday at 5 p.m. Please remember, there will be a mandatory emergency drill at 5 o'clock today on the 8th and 9th floors. Also, dinner is served every day on the 5th floor between 5 and 9. If you want to do any excursions, there is a list of excursions on the information booklet in your room. When you have chosen the excursions you like, please reserve your space at the Excursion Reservation desk on the 3rd floor. We accept cash and all major credit cards. If you have any questions, please call the information desk. The number is 555-5673. It is our pleasure to serve you during the cruise. Please do not be shy to ask any questions you might have. Have fun and enjoy your stay with us.
Hey, Billy. I think I saw your brother on TV. Does he work for the Travel Channel?
Hi, Angela. Yeah, he does. He started working there over the summer. He has the coolest job. I am really jealous.
What exactly does he do?
Well, you saw him on the program Adventure Seekers, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Well, he and 3 other guys travel around the world and do lots of exciting stuff.
Like what?
They do stuff like bungee jumping, skydiving, mountain climbing, and extreme snowboarding.
Whoa. Do they do anything else exciting?
They also eat lots of weird stuff. Last week they ate grilled snake in Peru.
Wow. I will have to watch it more.
You should. It comes on every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
This place is incredible, Brad. Thanks for taking me here.
No problem, Karen. I am happy you could come.
How did you find out about this mountain anyway?
I read about it in my guidebook on Korea.
What is the name of the mountain again? It is hard for me to remember.
It is called Sorak Mountain.
Oh, that's right. Well, it is the most beautiful mountain I've ever been to.
Wait until we actually start hiking. This park is amazing. They have Buddhist temples, waterfalls, huge rocks, and beautiful streams.
I am really excited. How many times have you been here?
This is my third time. But the park is so big, I never get bored. And it is even more beautiful in the fall. All the leaves change color, and the place is just incredible.
Wow. I will ask my friends if they want to come in the fall then.
This is a special advertisement for all mountain lovers in Asia. Are you looking for a new and challenging climb? The Japan Tourism Group would like to invite you to come and climb Japan's most famous mountain, Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan, and it is incredibly beautiful. It stands at just over 3,770 meters high. Most climbers do not actually climb the whole thing, though. They start at the 5th station, which makes the climb only around 1,500 meters. To reach the summit from the 5th station normally takes around 5 to 7 hours, and if you want, you can stay overnight on top of the mountain in a hut. The official climbing season is from July 1st to August 27th, and the mountain is easy to reach by public transportation. It is located 62 kilometers southeast of Tokyo, and it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to reach by bus or train. We hope to see you all there this summer. Welcome to the Banff Visitor Center. Is this your first time here at Banff National Park?
Yes. Well, I arrived yesterday, so it is my first trip here, but the second day.
Great. Welcome to our park. What do you think so far?
This place is great. The Canadian Rocky Mountains are really beautiful, and the skiing and snowboarding are awesome. I should have come here to Canada years ago.
I'm glad to hear you are having fun. Do you know any of the history of this park?
Not really. I read a few things, but I forgot all of them.
Well, the park was established in 1885. It started receiving tourists in the early 1900s, and now it is one of the most popular parks in the world.
Cool. Hey, you seem to know a lot about this place. Which mountain is the tallest mountain in the Canadian Rockies?
That would be Mount Robson. It is 3,940 meters tall.
Wow. I will have to go take a picture of that later. Oh, sorry. I have to go. I'm meeting my friend in a few minutes. Thanks for all the information.
My pleasure. Have fun. Mom, what are you reading?
Hey, Ryan. It's a magazine article about the best beaches in the world.
Which beach does it say is the best?
The article doesn't actually say one is the best. It just talks about 3 of the author's favorites. His favorite 3 are the Phi Phi Islands in Thailand, Playa del Carmen in Mexico, and Corfu in Greece.
What is your favorite beach, Mom?
Ryan, you know I haven't been to many beaches. But from all the pictures I've seen, I think the beaches of Bora Bora Island are the best.
Is Bora Bora an island in French Polynesia?
Yep.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it has the bluest water of any place I have ever seen. And I heard the seafood there is amazing.
Maybe if we are really nice to Dad, he will take us one day.
I doubt it. You know how Dad feels about beaches. He won't even take us to the beach an hour away.
I know. Are you tired of work or school? Are you ready to take a vacation to someplace warm, tropical, and fun? Well, why don't you escape and come down to sunny Miami Beach, Florida? Miami Beach is the perfect location for your next vacation. Why? Well, there are hundreds of reasons, but let me tell you the top 5. To start, we have hot and sunny weather year-round. That means you can come anytime you like. Second, we are the perfect place for a family vacation. We have fun stuff to do for both adults and children. Third, the food options here are some of the best of the world. We have incredible restaurants serving all types of delicious cuisine. Fourth, we have a large selection of wonderful hotels. There are lots of business hotels, family hotels, and even themed hotels to choose from. The fifth, and the most obvious, is we have the most beautiful beaches in all of North America. When you see the white sand and beautiful blue water, you may never want to leave. So call us at 555-8679 and book your trip today. I love New Zealand so far, Michelle. Auckland is one of the coolest cities I have ever seen.
I totally agree, Frank. Auckland is great. I say we go somewhere else tomorrow, though.
Where do you want to go?
Let's drive up to the north coast and check out 90 Mile Beach.
What? There is a beach here that is 90 miles long?
Actually, it is only 55 miles long.
So why is it called 90 Mile Beach then?
It is called 90 Mile Beach because the people who named it made a mistake. At that time, there were no cars, so people traveled the beach on horses. And because the horses traveled slower on the sand, it took the horses the same amount of time to travel 55 miles on the beach as it would take them to travel 90 miles on dry land.
Oh, so people thought they had traveled 90 miles when they had really only traveled 55?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Hey, Fernando, have you ever heard about the Bermuda Triangle?
I'm not sure. What is it?
It's a mysterious area in the North Atlantic Ocean.
Why is it mysterious?
A lot of aircrafts, ships, and people have disappeared there.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that place. I heard it was proven a lot of those stories were lies.
Yeah, it was proven that some of the stories were lies, but not all of them. And there are still a lot of people who think it's a mysterious area.
Well, what do you think could be the reason things disappear there? Aliens? Natural disasters? Pirates? Mysterious sea creatures?
It's hard to say. I think aliens have something to do with it. I read this article on the internet that said there is a group of aliens that live in the Bermuda Triangle, and they abduct people to do experiments on them.
Jenny, that is nonsense. You know the internet is full of fake stories.
No, I think this one was real. It had a lot of convincing evidence.
Sure, Jenny. Whatever you say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Death Valley Observation Center. My name is Anna, and I am a research scientist here at the center. Today, we are going to talk about a mysterious occurrence that happens in the California desert. Sailing stones. Sailing stones are stones that move without humans or animals touching them. They are not a hoax. They are a real phenomenon that scientists have been studying for years. The stones are found in the desert and do not move very often, normally only once every 2 to 3 years. They are not just small stones. Some weigh as much as 36 kilograms. Scientists know the stones move because they leave tracks or marks in the desert. Also, scientists have studied specific stones and recorded their movement over time. Scientists are still trying to figure out how it happens. One theory is that ice forms on the desert ground, and high winds push the stones. But this theory is still being tested, so nobody knows for sure.
Hey, Sarah, did you see that documentary on TV last night?
Hey, Devin. No, what documentary?
It was about the Amityville house. Have you ever heard of it?
Nope. What is the Amityville house?
Well, it's a house on Long Island, New York, that is said to be haunted by ghosts.
Oh, what's the story?
Well, in 1974, a man named Robert DeFeo shot and killed 6 members of his family in a house. A year later, a new family, the Lutzes, moved in.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the Lutz family lived in the house for 1 month, but moved out because they said it was haunted. During that month, they claimed a lot of really weird and scary stuff happened.
Like what?
They said the kids had lots of nightmares. The house doors opened and closed during the night, strange green liquid came out of the door locks, and stuff hanging on the house walls turned upside down in the night.
Wow. Do you believe all that stuff happened?
Maybe. The family took a lie detector test about the stories and passed.
That is scary.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the exhibition going on at the beach this weekend?
No. What's going on, Jim?
A bunch of professional wakeboarders, kite surfers, and speedboat drivers are going to put on a big show.
No way! How cool! Is it on Saturday or Sunday?
It's on both days. Saturday is just for wakeboarding and kite surfing, and Sunday is for speedboats.
Oh, I definitely want to go on Saturday and see the wakeboarding and kite surfing. I can't go on Sunday, though. I have something to do with my family.
Yeah, I can't go Sunday either. Do you want to meet up Saturday morning and go together?
Sounds great. How about 10 a.m.?
The show starts at 10:30 a.m., so that would be perfect.
Great. I will see you there.
Hello, my fellow skydivers. Welcome to our monthly meeting on trends and developments in skydiving sports. I want to tell you about a new kind of skydiving that is getting popular: wingsuit flying. Wingsuit flying is skydiving with a special suit called a wingsuit. The wingsuit creates lift and lets the wearer feel like he or she is flying. The feeling is like being a bird. It is really incredible. Unfortunately, the sport is not for everyone. Only skydivers with a lot of experience can try. If you want to try wingsuit flying, it is recommended that you have done at least 500 regular skydives. That is because it is extremely dangerous. Even a lot of experienced skydivers have had accidents and died using wingsuits. Oh, and this is important. If you do want to try wingsuit flying, remember this. While wingsuit flying significantly slows down your skydive, you will still need to open a parachute before landing. If you don't, you will hit the ground too fast and die.
Hey, Greg, aren't you cold? You're only wearing a light jacket.
No, I'm fine. But thanks for asking, Lauren. Today is sunny, and I always get hot on sunny days when I'm out snowboarding.
No worries then. Well, are you going on the half pipe today?
Of course, I love the half pipe. Last week, I landed my first big jump on it. Of course, I fell like 30 times before I landed it, but when I finally did, the feeling was amazing.
Nice. I can't do any jumps yet. Who taught you to do jumps?
Nobody taught me. I taught myself. I just watched the other snowboarders and kept trying until I landed one.
Wow. I am totally jealous. I wish I could do jumps on the half pipe.
Why don't you try today? Just watch me. The key is practice. If you practice enough, you will be successful.
Okay, but I don't want to fall.
Well, you will definitely fall, but falling is part of learning. Don't worry about falling and just go for it.
Okay, I will try my best. Hey, Jason, you look tired. Where have you been?
Hey, Helen. I just came back from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. It was exhausting.
What is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
It is a martial art. We learn different forms of fighting, discipline, and self-defense.
Martial art, like karate?
Sort of. There are many martial arts, but each one has different moves and techniques.
Cool. But I have a question. Aren't most martial arts from Asian countries? How was one invented in Brazil?
Well, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu traces its roots back to Japan. Back in 1914, a famous Japanese martial art expert named Mitsuyo Maeda arrived in Brazil. He began teaching a Japanese style of fighting called judo to Brazilians. The sport became popular and the name changed to jiu-jitsu.
Cool. Hey, I have always wanted to learn a martial art. Can girls train in Brazilian jiu-jitsu too?
Of course. If you want, you can come to our next class and observe. That way you can see if you really want to join.
That sounds great.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World Taekwondo Championships here in Copenhagen, Denmark. We would like to thank everyone for coming. It is a tradition here at the World Championships to give the audience a brief introduction about Taekwondo history and culture. So here we go. Taekwondo is a martial art that started in Korea. It dates its roots all the way back to the Goguryeo, Shilla, and Baekje dynasties of ancient Korea, starting around the 1st century. At that time, the martial art was called Taekyon. It was practiced throughout Korean history up until modern times. In 1955, the name was changed to Taekwondo. Then in 1959, the Korean Taekwondo Association was formed. Shortly after, Taekwondo made its debut worldwide. Today, Taekwondo is the most popular martial art worldwide. It is practiced in over 123 countries and has over 30 million practitioners. It is also an official Olympic event. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy today's championships.
Whoa, Tim, what is that thing?
Hey, Sally, you mean this?
Yeah. Is that a sword?
Nope, this is called a foil. I know it looks like a sword, but it's not sharp or dangerous. I use it for my fencing class.
What is fencing?
It is the sport of armed combat. We practice fighting each other using foils. It is really a lot of fun.
Oh, wait. I know what fencing is. I have seen it on the Olympics. It looks like two people sword fighting, right?
Exactly. The sport is actually one of the oldest in history. There is evidence that people practiced fencing back in Egyptian and Greek times.
Wow. How long have you been fencing for?
This is my 2nd year. I really like it though. I want to be a professional fencer one day and compete in the Olympics.
Well, practice hard and good luck.
Okay, students, please listen up. We are going to take a very important test today.
What?
No way!
Miss Reynolds, that is not fair. You never said we had a test today.
Don't worry, Peter. This is not an English test. It's a personality trait test.
Why are we taking a personality test? This is English class.
I know, but since we are talking about occupations today, I thought it would be fun for everyone to know their personality type. That way, you can learn what occupations you will be happiest doing in the future.
How will a personality test teach us that?
Well, certain occupations require certain personal qualities. For example, salespeople should be outgoing and like working with people. Elementary teachers should be caring and like teaching children. And managers should be good planners and organizers.
Oh, I get it. And then we can read which occupations are the best for people with our personalities, right?
Exactly.
Well, what are the necessary personality traits for firemen?
Firemen? Firemen need to be brave, and they cannot be scared of taking risks.
Oh, good. I am not scared of anything. Hello. This is an important announcement from Big Image Studios in Los Angeles, California. We are looking for new computer animators to join our company. Computer animators are people who are creative, artistic, hardworking, and good at computers. They spend their days working with fun and exciting images. Computer animators are the artists who make all the fun characters we see in new cartoon movies. Movies like Shrek, Cars, and Wall-E were all done by computer animators. If this sounds like an interesting job and you want to apply, please contact Danny Kim at our head office. We are currently hiring 50 new animators this month. It is okay if you don't have any experience. We will train you. The number to our office here is 310-555-7575. We hope to hear from you today.
Hey, Tony, I have kind of a serious question.
What is it, Wendy?
Do you think I am charismatic, artistic, and funny?
Are you serious, Wendy? You are very funny, extremely charismatic, and incredibly artistic.
Okay, just checking.
Why do you ask?
Well, I have always wanted to be an actress, and I just read in this magazine that those are the 3 most important qualities needed.
Wendy, you already know you are going to be a successful actress. You have had the lead role in every school play for 3 years in a row. And you went to that famous acting summer camp last summer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still nervous. I also read in this magazine that 85% of actors and actresses are unemployed. That means only the best ones are successful.
Yeah, but Wendy, you will be one of those 15% who make it. I can feel it. Mom, what are you listening to?
It is a speech by the president.
What is he talking about?
The usual stuff. Presidents always talk about the same 3 things: the economy, healthcare, and education.
What do they say about those things?
How they plan to make them better and more efficient. But they normally never do anything. They are all a bunch of false promises.
Well, all that stuff sounds pretty boring. If I were president, my speeches would be a lot more fun.
Oh, really? And just what would you talk about if you were the president, James?
I would talk about all the cool stuff I would do to make life better for kids. Things like building new amusement parks, giving kids more days off from school, and making homework illegal.
Okay, James. If you become president, you can talk about whatever you want. But you aren't yet, so now you need to go finish your work.
Fine, but when I am president, nobody will have to do homework.
Okay. Sounds good, James. See you when you are finished.
Good afternoon, fellow classmates. Thank you for coming to listen to my speech. My name is Sally Fields, and I want to be elected your class president. At our school, there are a lot of things that need to be changed. If you elect me president on April 10th, I will try my best to make those changes happen. You are probably wondering what changes I am talking about. Let me tell them to you now. First, I want to expand our school's library. We don't have enough new books. That puts us at a disadvantage for learning, and it is not fair. Next, I want to improve the food in the school cafeteria. The food served is often bland, boring,
and gross. We should have more options for lunch. Third, I want the school to update the computer labs. All of our computers are slow and out of date. Having up-to-date computers is important for any good school. If you like my ideas, please vote for me, Sally Fields, on April 10th.
Hey, Christina, have you ever thought about what you would do if you were elected president?
Hey, Billy. No, I guess I never wanted to be president.
Why wouldn't you want to be president? It would be the coolest job in the world.
It seems too stressful for me. Everyone is always mad at the president. Plus, people expect him to solve problems he can't control. I think it's unfair.
I guess I never thought about it that way. But you have to admit, presidents get to do a lot of interesting things, and they get to meet a lot of interesting people.
That is definitely true. Well, what about you? What would you do if you were president?
One thing I would do is make school free for everyone. If everybody got a chance to learn, then the country would be a better place to live.
That is a good idea. Anything else?
I would also make a program so more students could study abroad. That way, students could have new experiences, learn new ideas, and bring them back here.
Those are great ideas, Billy. I think they would be impossible to accomplish, though. But if you ever run for president, I will vote for you.
Thanks.
I can't believe it. This is insane. Fred, you have to come see this.
Julie, what are you so excited about?
I just almost won the lottery.
How do you almost win the lottery?
I was only one number off. My ticket number was 1443, and the winning ticket was 1444.
So, you mean you lost?
Yeah, I lost, but I was really close.
I have to admit that is pretty exciting. Where did you buy the ticket?
From the convenience store on Johnson Street. That is where I always buy my lottery tickets.
Cool. Hopefully next time you will actually win.
I hope so. And if I win, I will buy you a new bike.
Oh, that is nice of you. What would you get for yourself if you won?
I would buy a big screen TV, some new clothes, and a lot of video games.
Hello, students. My name is Greg Simpson, and I want to talk to you about money management. I won the lottery 10 years ago. I had read in the newspaper about lottery winners who went from having millions to being broke, so I wanted to learn from their mistakes. My jackpot was small compared to others. I won about $300,000, but instead of spending it, I invested it. Today, my $300,000 is worth over $2 million. What I want you students to learn is that you need to be smart with your money. The first thing I did after I won the lottery was paid off all the debts I had. Then I invested what was left over with the bank and made a lot of profit. I did not buy a new house or a new car. I did not quit my job either. I continue to work and save. Now I live a happy life and don't have to stress about money. That lottery money will pay for my kids to go to university and help me retire a little early.
Hey, Jim, you look distracted. What are you thinking about?
Hey, Emily. I was thinking about all the stuff I could buy if I won the lottery.
Jim, you aren't old enough to play the lottery. You are only 15.
I know, but sometimes it's fun just to think about it.
So, what stuff would you want to buy?
Well, first I would buy a big mansion to play in all by myself.
What else?
Then I would build an amusement park in the backyard with roller coasters and water slides.
Oh, that would be fun. Anything else?
Yeah. After that, I would buy a fancy red sports car to drive around in.
Wouldn't you want to get a present for your good friend Emily? Or any of your other friends?
No, not really.
Jim! Brian, I had the most amazing weekend. I must be the luckiest girl in the world.
What happened, Julie?
Well, I went with my dad on Saturday to pick up my mom from the airport. When we got to the gate, there were tons of paparazzi there with cameras.
What was going on?
That is what I wanted to know. So I went and asked one of the guys, and he said that David Beckham was about to arrive.
Are you joking?
Nope. I waited at the gate to see if it was true, and about 5 minutes later, Beckham walked out of the airplane.
What did you do?
I screamed, "David, I love you!"
Seriously?
Yep. Then he saw me and came over and took a picture with me. I have the picture right here to prove it.
Wow, that is so cool. I wish I had a picture with David Beckham. Hey guys, my name is Danny, and I want to talk to you about bike safety. For years, my mother always told me to wear a helmet when I ride my bike. And for years, I never listened. That moment changed on July 22nd last year. It was 9 a.m., and I left my house to go to school on my bike. As usual, I did not wear a helmet. But when I was 5 minutes away from my house, I had a strange feeling that I should turn around and put on my helmet. So I did. I went home, put on my helmet, and continued to school. About 10 minutes later, I was crossing the road on my bike and was hit by a speeding motorcycle. I flew into the air and landed hard on my back and head. It hurt, but I was not seriously injured. At the hospital, the doctor said if I hadn't been wearing a helmet, it could have been fatal. It was one very lucky day. Ever since that day, I always wear my helmet. I suggest all of you do too.
Hey, Matt, did you hear what happened to James over the summer?
Hey, Samantha. No, I didn't. What happened?
Well, did you know James's brother Tim is an actor in Hollywood?
Yeah, I heard about that. He is an up-and-coming star, right?
Totally. Anyway, Tim just got the lead role in a big action movie that is going to be out in 2 years.
Cool.
But listen to this. James has always been envious of his brother because James really wants to be an actor too.
Yeah, I remember James said he goes to acting summer camp every year.
Well, James and his parents were out visiting Tim, and they got to meet the director of Tim's new movie.
Okay.
This is the good part. When the director met James, he really liked him and offered him a small part in the movie.
No way.
Yep. James is really happy. He said it was the best thing to ever happen to him. He gets to spend 6 weeks in California and is going to be in a real Hollywood movie. How cool is that?
So cool. I am really excited for him. Hey, Cindy. I was thinking we should go into business this summer. You know, make some money.
Are you serious, Jake? We are only 14. And what do you mean by business? Do you want to sell lemonade on the street or something?
Cindy, don't be silly. This is the 21st century. Kids don't sell lemonade on the street anymore. I am talking about a real business.
Okay, Jake. So what is your idea?
Well, I read a story about this kid who got rich selling t-shirts on the internet. Maybe we could do the same thing, but with hats.
Okay, so you want to sell hats on the internet?
Yep.
What kind of hats?
Baseball caps. We could let our customers design them. The customers could email us what they wanted, like a name or picture, and we would print it on the hat. I already know a guy who can make them.
It sounds like you have it all figured out, Jake. What do you need from me?
$200.
I don't have $200. Sorry, Jake. Maybe you should ask your dad instead.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first day of business class. Today, we will talk about how to run a successful business. If you are going to start a business, you need to remember 5 very important rules. They are the most important rules in business. The first rule is your product or service needs to be unique. If there are a lot of competitors that have the same product, nobody will want to buy yours. Second, you need to have a good team of workers. If you work with smart people and share ideas, you are more likely to be successful. Third, your business needs to be cost efficient. You need to minimize overhead and maximize profits. Fourth, you need to be organized and have a strong business plan. If you don't have a plan for your business, you will surely fail. Finally, and most importantly, you need to satisfy your customers. Because remember, without customers, you don't have a business.
Jenny, why do you look so upset?
Hi, Kyle. I'm upset because in our business class, we are studying how to run a business.
Why does that make you upset?
Well, we all had to set up and run pretend internet businesses. And so far, my business has been doing terribly.
What kind of business is it?
It's an online flower shop. Customers buy flowers and cards from our website, and we send them to their friends and family.
That sounds like a great idea. Why has it been doing terribly?
According to my teacher, the business has 3 main problems: too many competitors, too much overhead, and not enough advertising. She also said I need to find a way to make my flower shop unique from others.
Wow, I guess running a business is tough work.
Yeah, I'm working to fix the problems, but things aren't getting much better. My teacher says it's common to have problems when starting a business. She said around 50% of all businesses close within their first 4 years.
Ouch! Those are not very good odds. I hope that doesn't happen to me when I run my own business. Veronica, do you ever read comic books?
Of course, Ralph. I love comic books.
Me too. Sometimes I think about all the superpowers I would want to have if I were a superhero.
What superpowers would you want to have, Ralph?
Obviously, I would want to fly. But I would like to be able to climb walls and shoot fire, too. With those 3 powers, I think I would be virtually unstoppable.
Yeah, those are some pretty cool powers.
How about you? What superpowers would you want to have?
I would want to be able to morph.
What does that mean?
To morph means to change or transform into different shapes. Like 1 second, I could look like a person, and the next second, look like a dog.
That would be awesome. What made you want to have that superpower?
I saw a guy do it in a comic book once. He could morph into any shape. He was a villain, though. He would morph to look like a bank worker, and then he would steal money from the bank. Then, when the police came, he would morph to look like a police officer. Nobody could catch him. It was insane.
Wow! That sounds cool. Too bad we aren't superheroes and supervillains.
I know. We aren't even middle school students yet.
Have you ever heard the story of Robin Hood? He is a fictional character who steals money from the rich and gives it to the poor. In the United States, in the 1930s, there was something called the Great Depression. During that time, a lot of people lost their jobs, and people stopped spending money. Because of this, many banks closed and did not give people back the money they had put in the bank. A lot of people were mad at the banks, and some of them turned to crime. John Dillinger was one of those people. He and his gang went around the United States robbing banks. They stole over $300,000. Some people considered Dillinger to be a modern-day Robin Hood. They said the banks stole from ordinary people, so they were happy to see an ordinary person steal from banks. Eventually, Dillinger was caught and killed by police. And while some people considered Dillinger to be a hero, to the police and the banks he stole from, he was a very bad villain.
Hey, Jeff, why do you think some people turn out good-natured and other people turn out bad-natured?
Hey, Jillian, what do you mean?
Well, I was watching a TV program yesterday about famous real-life villains and real-life heroes. The show was asking different psychologists why some people turn into heroes and other people turn into villains and criminals.
I guess I have never really thought about it. What did the psychologists say?
There are two opinions. One is that people are born either good-natured or bad-natured, and they cannot change. The other is that people are born blank, and they learn to be good-natured or bad-natured from their friends, family, or other things in life.
Well, I guess I think people are born blank and learn to be good-natured or bad-natured in life. What about you, Jillian?
I think people are either born good-natured or bad-natured. That is why in some families, one kid is really good and the other one is really bad.
This is an interesting question. I am going to ask my mom and see what she thinks. Hey, Cindy, did you hear about the exhibition going on this week?
Which one, John? The one that's going on at the mountain park?
Yeah, that one.
Well, I heard there was something going on there on Thursday and Friday, but I don't know much about it. Why?
Oh, well, it is a cool exhibition. There is going to be a snowboard halfpipe show, ski jumping, and downhill ski races. We were wondering if you wanted to come?
Well, I am pretty busy on those days. Plus, I don't really like mountain sports. Thanks anyway, though.
Oh, okay. No worries. There is also another exhibition going on at the beach this summer. Would you be interested in that?
Totally. I love beach sports. When is it?
I don't know the exact details yet. I'll call you when I know more. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great. Thanks, John.
Mary, why do you look so happy?
Hi, Dave. I'm happy because I just got 100% on my business class assignment.
Wow! What was the assignment on?
We all had to set up and run pretend internet businesses, and my business did great.
What kind of business was it?
It was an online bookshop. Customers bought books and magazines from our website, and we sent them to their homes.
That sounds like a cool idea. Were there any specific reasons it was so successful?
According to my teacher, the business had 3 main strong points: a strong work team, good organization, and cost efficiency.
It sounds like you would be a really good business owner.
Thanks. I want to be an entrepreneur when I grow up. I can't believe it. This is insane. Dean, you have to come see this.
Lauren, what are you so excited about?
I just won the lottery.
What do you mean you won the lottery?
I mean, I just won the lottery. Look at the TV. What does it say?
It says the winning lottery ticket number is 12846.
Now, look at this lottery ticket. What does it say?
12846.
See? I can't believe this. The prize is only $5,000, but this is still exciting.
Wow! Lauren, $5,000? That is amazing! What are you going to do with the money?
Well, I'm going to invest most of it with the bank. That way, the money will grow.
That's smart. Will you buy anything?
I'll buy some new clothes and a new cell phone, but that's it.
Good idea. You should have a little fun. Well, congratulations.
Hello, kids. My name is Douglas Fontaine, and I am a successful business owner and entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 14 years old. My mother is from Korea, and my dad is from here in the U.S. One time, I was visiting my cousins in Seoul and had an idea. There was a store in my cousin's neighborhood that sold really cool toys. I knew that many kids back in the U.S. would want to buy them. So I bought 30 of the toys and brought them back to the U.S. The toys were very popular, and I sold all of them in 1 week. I had an idea. I asked my cousins to buy 100 toys and send them in the mail. I sold them all in a few months. It was then I realized that I could make a lot of money buying things from one country and selling them in another. When I got older, I remembered that experience and set up a business between Korea and America. My company is called Korean American Import and Export. It has been a great success and a wonderful opportunity to do business with the two countries that I love. Tamara, are you reading one of those trashy celebrity magazines again?
Dad, they aren't trashy. They're fun, and I like them.
Why do you like reading about celebrities so much?
I don't know. I guess it's fun to read about rich and famous people. I like to imagine what it's like to be a celebrity.
Just remember that celebrity life is not always great. Celebrities have a lot of problems, too.
What problems do celebrities have?
The public criticizes and judges everything they do. When they make a mistake, everyone knows about it.
Okay. And what else?
They never have any real privacy. Every time they go out in public, the paparazzi take pictures of them for those silly magazines of yours.
I guess that would be annoying.
Very annoying. So you should just be happy to be yourself and not worry about trying to be like any silly celebrities.
Okay, Dad.
Have you ever heard of Oprah Winfrey? She is one of the most successful and famous women celebrities of all time. Her story is an inspiration to us all. Today, she is worth billions of dollars, but Oprah certainly did not start out that way. Oprah started at the bottom, and she worked her way up to the top. She was born in 1954 in Mississippi to a poor family. She had a lot of problems growing up, including abuse at home. That didn't stop Oprah from becoming successful, though. She worked hard and got a job at a radio station when she was still in high school. People quickly noticed Oprah's ability to communicate and offered her a job as a news anchor. In just a few years, she was co-hosting a talk show. Then in 1986, she started her own TV talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show. Her show is still on today, and it has become one of the most famous shows in television history. Hey, Sonny, what are you watching?
Hey, Neil. I'm watching this program about the extravagant lives of celebrities.
Which celebrities is the program talking about?
They just finished a piece on the actor Mel Gibson. Apparently, he has a pretty extravagant life.
How so?
Well, for starters, he owns multi-million-dollar homes all over the U.S., Australia, and Costa Rica.
Wow.
But listen to this. He also owns his own private island in Fiji.
How can anyone own an island? Who did he buy it from?
It used to be owned by a Japanese corporation. Gibson bought it in 2005.
Wow. I would love to have my own island.
I don't think you can afford one.
How much did Mel Gibson pay for his?
$15 million.
Wow, that is a lot of money. I could never afford that.
Me neither. I can barely afford the bus fare to get down to the public beach. Pat, where did you get that silly hat?
Hey, Veronica. I got it when I went to the circus yesterday.
You went to the circus? I didn't know the circus was in town.
Yep. The Farley Brothers Circus was here in Chicago on Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow they go to Philadelphia.
Cool. Where did they perform?
At the convention center downtown.
I remember when I went and saw the Farley Brothers Circus in New York. It was incredible. They had so many exotic animals and talented acrobats. I had never seen anything like it. What kind of performances did they have this time?
Let me try and remember. Oh, yeah. Well, they had a ton of acrobats from China and Africa. They had magicians from France, and they had juggling clowns. One of them could juggle 7 balls at once.
Wow! Did they have any animals?
They had a lot of animals. There were elephants that could stand on 2 legs, horses that could stand on 1 leg, and tigers that could jump through hoops. It was awesome. I didn't know animals could do that kind of stuff.
It sounds like you had an amazing time.
It was one of the most fun things I have ever done. I really want to go again next year. People since ancient Greek and Roman times have enjoyed seeing performances on stages, but it wasn't until 1936 that the public got to see exciting shows performed on ice. In 1936, 3 men named Eddie Shipstad, Roy Shipstad, and Oscar Johnson came up with the idea to combine figure skaters with theater. They used colorful lights, fancy costumes, and exciting music to create a fantastic show. Their creation was called Ice Follies, and the first show was in Oklahoma, USA, on November 7, 1936. Ice Follies was a huge success, and ice shows quickly became a popular form of entertainment. People loved to watch figure skaters dance and sing while performing amazing tricks. Because of the success of Ice Follies, many other companies began to do ice shows too. They created kids' shows, Broadway musicals, and lots of other types of theater on ice. Today, ice shows are no longer just popular in the United States. They are shown in countries all over the world. Hey, Hope, do you want to come with me to the baseball game?
Hey, Heath, no thanks. I don't like sports. Plus, my friends and I are going to a concert.
A concert? Who is performing?
Some band called Yellow Tree. They're a new group.
What kind of music do they play?
They play rock music. I have only heard them a few times, actually. It's Gina who really likes them.
Oh, okay. I don't really know much about rock music.
Who is playing in the baseball game?
The Tigers are playing the Twins. It should be a really good game. I am pretty excited because it is the first game at the new stadium. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Oh, that should be cool. Well, have fun and good luck to your team.
Thanks, I will. Have fun at the concert, and I will see you on Monday.
Thanks. See you Monday.
Jenny, is that another new cell phone?
Yes, Dad, it is. I just got it yesterday.
Jenny, why did you get another new cell phone? This is like the 5th one this year.
It is not the 5th. It is the 4th. And I needed it. My old one was out of date.
Out of date? How could a 4-month-old cell phone be out of date?
I don't know. It just was. This new one is much better. It has live TV, internet, an MP3 player, a high-quality regular camera, and A video camera.
Jenny, your old phone already had all of those things. So seriously, tell me why you needed this one.
Well, all my friends have this one. It is the most popular phone at our school.
Fine, but you need to stop trying to keep up with all these fads, Jenny. It is costing your mother and me a lot of money. Try and make this phone last at least 1 year, okay?
Okay, Dad. But there is another new phone coming out in a month. That one is going to be even cooler.
No, Jenny.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Many of you may remember that last week you took a survey about your feelings towards fads. Well, we received your answers, and we organized the information. So now I will tell you how students in this school feel about fads. The first thing we are going to look at is how many of you believe that you follow fads. According to the surveys, 75% of you said that yes, you do follow fads. Next, let's look at where students believe fads start. According to the surveys, there are 4 main places where fads start: friends, music, movies, and TV. Now, let's look at why people follow fads. To the question, would you wear something just because a celebrity wore it? Only 25% of you said yes. But to the question, would you wear something because it was popular at your school? 45% of you said yes. And finally, to the question, are students who follow fads popular? 60% of you said yes. In conclusion, it seems students follow fads to be popular, and they're most influenced by their schoolmates and friends.
Hey, Angela. Is that a new MP3 player? What kind of music are you listening to?
Hi, Peter. I am not listening to music. I am reading a book.
Reading a book? On your MP3 player?
This is more than just an MP3 player. It is almost like a mini computer. I can listen to music, watch movies, read books, and surf the internet with it.
Wow. My MP3 player can only play music.
Peter, you have to get one of these then. They're the coolest things. All of my friends have them now.
Oh, yeah? I really want one. When did you get it?
I got it for my birthday last month.
Well, Christmas is coming soon. Maybe I'll ask for one for Christmas.
Good idea. You need to get one soon, because in a few months, your MP3 player will be out of date.
Come here, Frank. I want to talk to you about something.
What is it, Mom? Am I in trouble?
I got a call from your teacher at school today, Frank.
Oh, you did?
Yes. She is worried about you. She said you missed class 3 times this week. Did you skip class? Answer me, Frank.
Well, what do you mean by skip?
You know exactly what I mean. I am asking you if you went to class or not.
No, Mom, I didn't. I went to play with my friends. I already know everything for that class anyway.
No, you don't, Frank. You failed your last 3 tests.
Fine. I will start going to class, okay? Can I go play with my friends now?
Huh. I don't think so, Frank. You are grounded for 1 month.
1 month? That is not fair.
Yes, it is. And if I get another call from your teacher, you are grounded for 3 months. Is that clear?
Yes, Mom.
Good evening, children and parents. Thank you for coming today. My name is Dr. Carl Frist, and I am a psychologist. As you already know, the topic of tonight's speech is how to deal with conflicts at home. Everyone has small conflicts at home. That is normal. My goal is that you learn how best to deal with small conflicts before they turn into big fights. Big fights are bad and can damage family relationships. The key to dealing with any small conflict is communication. The reason is, the more we listen and talk to each other, the better we understand each other. And the better we understand each other, the less we fight. Think about the last time you got in a fight at home. It probably didn't help your problem. Fighting almost never solves problems, but listening to each other does. In conclusion, if you talk about the problems you are having openly and freely, you will probably be able to resolve them without fighting. And if you can do that, you will have a much better life.
Tim, I am worried about our daughter.
Which one, Susan? We have 3, you know.
Well, I worry about all of them, but I want to talk about Sally.
What is the problem with Sally? She seems really happy these days.
That is kind of the problem. Sally doesn't study enough. All she does is play with her friends, watch TV, and listen to music in her room.
Oh, I see. Well, how are her grades in school?
She did okay this semester, but if she wants to get into a good university when she is older, she needs to learn to study harder and longer.
Well, how many hours a day does she study now?
Probably around 1 hour per day.
How many hours do you think she should study?
At least 3. That is what I did when I was a student.
Okay. Well, let's go talk to her and see what she says.
I know she is going to get mad, but we have to tell her. It is for her own good.
I agree.
Whoa, Beth. What is that thing? Is that ice cream?
Hey, Clark. Nope, this is not ice cream. It is a cone pizza.
A cone pizza? What is a cone pizza?
It is a new fusion food. They took the idea of an ice cream cone and combined it with pizza.
Huh? I still don't understand. How can you have an ice cream cone pizza?
Okay, listen. They took normal pizza dough, but instead of making a circle, they made it into a cone. Then they filled it with pizza sauce, cheese, and toppings. Finally, they stuck it in the oven.
Oh, okay. I think I get it, but that is pretty bizarre. It seems people are making all sorts of weird fusion foods these days. I think the whole thing is weird. How does it taste anyway?
It doesn't taste as good as regular pizza, but I like it. The best part is I can walk around with it. Now I can eat pizza when I walk to school.
Yeah, I guess it is good when you need to eat while walking.
Do you want to try a bite of it?
No, thanks. I think I will stick to the traditional round pizzas.
The Japanese are well known for their unique and weird food flavors. One of the most famous examples of this is found in the Japanese grocery store, specifically in the ice cream section. Yes, Japanese ice cream flavors are some of the most bizarre in the world. Would you like to taste a scoop of fish-flavored ice cream? How about squid-flavored or crab-flavored? All 3 are popular and available in Japan. If you are looking for something healthier, they also sell garlic-flavored and seaweed-flavored ice cream. I guess that means in Japan, you can eat your vegetables and dessert at the same time. If you want to eat your dessert for dinner, that is not a problem either. The Japanese serve bacon-flavored and spaghetti-flavored ice creams too. Do any of those sound interesting to you? To me, they do. So personally, on my next visit to Japan, my first stop will be the ice cream parlor.
What flavor potato chips are those, Gabby?
Hey, Rob. They are ketchup flavored. Do you want to try some?
No thanks. I just like regular flavored potato chips. Ketchup flavored chips sound gross to me.
Not me. I love trying new flavors. My dad went to Thailand last year and brought me back the weirdest flavored potato chips I had ever seen.
Really? What flavors did he bring back?
A lot. Some of the stranger flavors were mayonnaise seafood, grilled lobster, and tuna salad.
Whoa! On potato chips? No thanks. What other flavored chips have you tried?
When my dad went to Spain last year, he brought back ham-flavored chips. Those were pretty weird, too.
Did you like them?
Yeah, I loved them, actually.
Man, you have sure tried a lot of weird potato chips.
Yeah, I know. Trying weird foods has turned into a hobby of mine. Hey, Joey, where were you yesterday? I didn't see you at school.
Hey, Tina. I had to go to the optometrist.
Why?
I have been having trouble seeing things recently. In class, the whiteboard is always blurry, and when I play baseball, I can't see the pitcher very well.
Oh, no. Well, what did the optometrist say?
He said I was nearsighted, so I need to start wearing glasses.
Nearsighted means you can't see things that are far away, right?
Exactly. I am going today after school to pick out some glasses. Want to come help me choose a good pair? It would be good to have another person's opinion, so I can find the best-looking ones. My mom said I can get whatever glasses I want, even the real expensive and fashionable ones.
Sure. Sounds like fun. Let's meet at the front entrance after school.
Okay, but what time do you think you will be there exactly?
It normally only takes me around 10 minutes to get all my stuff together. Let's meet at 3:40. Does that sound okay?
Sounds perfect. See you then.
Hi, students. Today, we are going to learn about a few different kinds of doctors. Many of you probably already know that there is more than one kind of doctor. But you might be surprised by just how many there are. In total, there are over 60 different types of doctors, and each type specializes in a few things. Let's look at a few of those types now. The most common type of doctor is a general practitioner. General practitioners are family doctors. They are the first doctor a patient sees, and they treat general sicknesses. Another type of doctor is a cardiologist. Cardiologists are heart doctors. They treat heart disease and people who have had heart attacks. A third type of doctor is a neurologist. Neurologists treat problems of the nervous system. That includes any problem with the brain, spinal cord, nerves, or muscles. The final type of doctor I will talk about today is an obstetrician. They are pregnancy doctors. They treat women who are pregnant.
Mom, there are more. Every day there are more.
Jeff, relax. What are you talking about?
Zits, Mom. Every day I have more and more zits. You can hardly see my face anymore.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Your face looks fine. It is normal for a kid your age to have a few zits.
No, it's not. None of my friends have this many zits.
Okay. I don't think it's necessary, but if you want, I will take you to the doctor after school. Will that calm you down?
What can the doctor do about my zits?
Well, not the regular doctor, the dermatologist. Dermatologists are skin doctors and can give you medicine to help your zits go away faster.
Really? That would be perfect.
Okay then, Jeff. I will make an appointment for us to go to the dermatologist today at 4 p.m. Does that sound good?
That would be great. Thanks, Mom.
Now, can you finish getting ready so I can drive you to school?
Okay, just give me 5 more minutes. Hey, Karen, how come you eat carrots every day at lunch?
Hey, Rob. My mom makes me eat them. She says they have a lot of vitamins that are good for my health.
There are vitamins in carrots? Like what?
My mom said carrots are full of vitamin A, which helps improve eyesight.
Really? I didn't know that. Maybe I should start eating carrots. What other vitamins do they have?
They also have a lot of vitamin K, which is good for blood circulation.
Cool. Do they have any other vitamins?
Yeah, they have a lot of vitamin C as well, which helps you not get sick.
Wow. When I get home, I am going to tell my mom to start buying more carrots.
You should. They are delicious. I love eating carrots.
Attention parents, kids, and anyone who eats breakfast. This is a special advertisement for a new type of delicious breakfast cereal. It is called Healthy Flakes, and it is the healthiest breakfast cereal ever invented. Yes, Healthy Flakes is the perfect breakfast cereal for people who want to look good, feel good, and eat delicious food. So, what makes Healthy Flakes so, well, healthy? The answer is vitamins. Healthy Flakes has 100% of all the daily vitamins your body needs in just one serving. Yes, you heard correctly, 100%. Healthy Flakes has all the vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin B1, vitamin A, and vitamin B12 your body needs. Does your current breakfast cereal have that? I didn't think so. So, what are you waiting for? Go out and buy a box today. You can buy Healthy Flakes in any major supermarket. Just look for the big red box in the cereal aisle.
Hey, Mike, did you see that documentary on TV last night?
Hey, Tracy. No. What was it about?
It was about vitamin A deficiency in developing countries. Apparently, it is a big problem.
Oh, really? What happens to people who are deficient in vitamin A?
Mild vitamin A deficiency can cause nighttime blindness. If the deficiency is strong enough, however, it can cause permanent blindness.
Oh, no. That is terrible. What causes vitamin A deficiency?
It is normally caused by starvation. Many people in poorer countries don't have enough food to eat. Your body needs food loaded with vitamins to work properly. If you don't have enough food to eat, you don't get all the vitamins you need, and then your body stops working properly.
What can we do to help people with vitamin A deficiencies?
There are a lot of non-profit organizations trying to solve the problem. You can research them on the internet, and you can help by donating your time or money.
I might just do that. Mom, my friend Tina from school says she can't eat peanuts because she is allergic. But I don't believe her. Is she lying?
No, Ted. Lots of people have those types of allergies. Actually, your grandma has one. She can't eat dairy products like cheese, milk, or yogurt.
Oh, is that why she only drinks soy milk?
Yep.
What other allergies do people have?
A lot of people are allergic to shellfish, wheat, and nuts.
What happens if someone eats a food they are allergic to?
They have an allergic reaction. Some people get swollen faces, others have itchy skin, and sometimes people have trouble breathing.
That sounds scary.
It is. Some people have very severe allergic reactions, and if they don't take medicine, they can die.
Wow! I am not going to try and give Tina any more peanuts then.
Good idea, Ted. You need to learn to be understanding of people with allergies. And never, I mean never, make fun of someone because they have an allergy. Is that clear?
Yes, Mom.
Do you suffer from hay fever? Do you get itchy eyes, congestion, and headaches every spring? If so, Remedril, the world's leading allergy medicine, can help. We here at Bell Star Pharmaceutical Lab understand what it's like to have bad hay fever. We all suffered from hay fever too. That is why we developed the world's leading allergy drug, Remedril. Remedril has been proven effective in providing relief from seasonal pollen. When pollen or other allergens enter the body thinks it is being attacked and releases something called histamines. Those histamines are what cause your eyes to itch or head to hurt. So, how does Remedril work? Remedril blocks the creation of those histamines. The result is you feel healthy and free. When you use Remedril, you can live your life normally again. So, if you want to be free from allergies this spring, look for Remedril at your local pharmacy.
Oh my gosh, Peter, is that a bee?
Yeah, but just a small one. Don't worry, Jasmine.
You don't understand. I am very allergic to bee stings. If I get stung, I am in big trouble.
Really? Why?
I am very allergic to bee venom. And I mean very allergic. If I get stung, my body goes into shock. And if I go into shock, I have to have an injection of special medicine as soon as possible, or I could die.
Wow! Where do you get the injection?
I always carry around this thing in my purse. It is called an EpiPen. It is a single injection of medicine, just in case I ever get stung.
Oh, we better keep you away from the bee then.
Yes, that would be a smart idea.
Hey, Jenny, what are you reading?
Hey, Terry, this is a book called Folk Medicine Remedies from Around the World. My grandma gave it to me for Christmas.
What is folk medicine?
Folk medicine is what they call the traditional healing practices of different cultures. The book talks about how older cultures used plants, roots, animals, and sometimes really weird stuff to cure many diseases and illnesses.
Interesting. Does it talk about different folk remedies the native North Americans used?
Yep. There are also chapters on folk medicine in Asia, South America, and Africa.
Neat. I would like to read that book sometime soon. That part on native North Americans will definitely be useful for a paper I am writing.
No problem. I will give it to you as soon as I finish reading it.
Thanks.
When people get sick, they often get fevers. A fever is when your body temperature goes higher than normal. Throughout history, civilizations have looked for different ways to avoid and treat fevers. In the West, a lot of those remedies involved putting things on or near one's feet. I know it's weird, but it's true. In parts of Europe in the 17th century, people tried to avoid getting fevers by putting leaves in their shoes. Later in the 18th century, people in England tried to reduce their fevers by putting salt in their socks. Then, in the 19th century, in the United States, people tried putting onions on their feet to reduce fever. Today, there are still people who believe putting stuff near one's feet cures fevers, but there is no scientific evidence that it does. That is why most doctors recommend taking medicine or a cold bath to reduce fever instead.
Hey, Jane, are you ready for the game?
Hey, Fred. I don't think I can play basketball today.
What happened? Did you get hurt during the game yesterday?
No. I woke up with a terrible leg cramp last night, and my muscle still hurts.
I hate leg cramps. I used to get them all the time, but then my mom taught me a folk remedy to stop them.
Really? What?
I sleep with a bar of soap in my bed.
What? How can sleeping with a bar of soap stop leg cramps?
Nobody knows for sure, but it works. I started doing it 2 years ago, and I haven't had a single leg cramp since. A lot of people do it.
That is really strange, but I guess I could try it.
I almost guarantee it will help you. Some people think it is the ingredients in the soap that stop the cramps, but that has not been proven yet. Just trust me on this one. It really works.
Okay. I will try it tonight and tell you tomorrow if it helped.
Hey, Samantha, is that another new pair of shoes?
Hey, Pete. Yeah, I bought them off the internet along with a new shirt and jeans. Everything arrived at my house yesterday. They are so cool.
How many pairs of shoes do you have now?
I have 8 pairs.
Don't you think that is a little excessive, Samantha?
Well, every time I see a pair of beautiful new shoes, I buy them. I can't help it. I love new shoes.
You are such an impulse buyer. You always buy things you don't need.
Pete, so are you. Remember last year when you got money for your birthday? The next day, you went and bought 4 video games.
Hey, I needed those video games.
Pete, nobody needs 4 video games.
Okay, fine. I guess we are both impulse buyers.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Money Saving Tips with Jim Thompson. Every day, I, Jim Thompson, give you, the audience, one very important tip to help you save more money. Today's tip: avoid the impulse buy section. Most people have heard of impulse buying, but a lot of people have never heard of the impulse buy section. The impulse buy section is the section in a store near the cash register filled with low-cost items. In convenience stores and supermarkets, for example, this section is normally filled with gum and candy. In clothing stores, it is normally filled with clothing accessories and gift cards. In bookstores, it is normally filled with magazines and newspapers. Store owners want you to buy these cheap and always unnecessary items without thinking. That is why they are so close to the cash register. My advice? Never buy anything from the impulse buy section. Avoiding unnecessary impulse buys will save you lots of money every month.
Hi, Billy. Did you have fun at the shopping mall?
Yeah, Mom, I did. Hey, can I borrow some more money?
Billy, I just gave you $30 this morning. Why would you need more money?
I know, but remember I told you I wanted to buy that book about computer programming?
Yes, that is why I gave you the $30. You said you were going to use it to buy that book.
I know. But before I went to the bookstore, I stopped by the comic book store.
Billy, did you spend those $30 on comic books?
Sorry, Mom. I didn't plan to. It just happened.
Billy, the same thing happened last month. You need to learn to control your impulse buying.
I know. So, can I borrow another $30 today? I promise I won't buy comic books this time.
No way. If I give you more money now, you will never learn to control your spending habits. You can have another $30 next month.
Mom, I really need this book.
Sorry, Billy. You should have thought about that before you spent all your money on comic books.
Hey, Julie. What year were you born?
1995. Why do you ask, Paul?
I am studying the Chinese zodiac calendar. I want to learn everyone's Chinese animal sign.
Why?
According to Chinese philosophy, each birth year has a different animal sign, and each sign represents a different personality.
Oh, so what sign am I?
You are a pig. It says here that pigs are good students, sincere, very loyal, and make good artists or lawyers.
What about you? What animal sign are you?
I was born in 1994, so I am a dog. Supposedly, dogs are good leaders, honest, a little bit selfish, and make good businessmen.
Interesting. Let's find out what Jimmy's animal sign is.
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy, what year were you born?
I was born in 1994, just like Paul.
The Chinese are famous around the world for their unique life philosophy. Much of that philosophy is based on one unifying idea, the 5 elements. In Chinese philosophy, the 5 elements are earth, wood, water, metal, and fire. Those 5 elements exist in nature and are linked to other things. For example, each one of those elements is associated with one of the 5 major planets in the solar system: Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Mercury. Each element is also linked to a color, direction, season, fruit, animal, and more. People are also linked to one of the 5 elements. Each birth year is linked to one of the elements, and it goes in a cycle. For example, people born in 1998 are fire, but people born in 1996 are wood. The Chinese believe if you understand your element's relationship with other things in the world, it will help you live a happier and healthier life. Kevin, is that a book about Chinese zodiac signs?
Hey, Gina. Yeah, it is. Why?
I have a question. I heard the Chinese zodiac is used in countries outside of China. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. The Chinese zodiac is used in countries that have historically had a lot of cultural exchange with China. Many people in countries like Vietnam, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan believe and follow the Chinese zodiac.
What about in Western countries?
Well, most Western cultures use the Greek zodiac, not the Chinese zodiac. However, there are a lot of similarities between the Chinese zodiac and the Greek zodiac. 2 big similarities are they both use animals as symbols, and they both follow the same numbering system.
Interesting. Why is that?
Historians think that thousands of years ago, there was a lot of cultural exchange between ancient Chinese and Greek cultures.
I never knew that. Well, thanks for all the information, Kevin. You were a great help.
No problem.
Hey, Dan, what are you doing?
Hey, Jessica. I am looking at this dream interpretation website. I keep having the same dream over and over again, and I want to know what it means.
What dream do you keep having?
Well, in my dream, I am sitting in an all-blue room staring out a window. Outside the window, I see lots of other kids playing and having fun.
Then what happens?
That is it. I just sit there. I never leave and go play with the other kids. I just watch them from the window.
What do you think it means?
This website says that in dreams, blue means sadness and windows mean hope. So I think my dream is saying that I am sad in my present life and my happy future is on the other side of the window.
Whoa, that is pretty deep stuff.
Yeah, I have been kind of depressed lately. I am going to try and make some new friends, and then hopefully my next dream will be a happier one.
Good idea. Everybody dreams, but nobody is exactly sure why. An even greater mystery: what do our dreams actually mean? This is a question that people have been trying to answer for thousands of years. Today, scientists and doctors continue to study how our brain works and what it does while we are sleeping. Some people think that dreams can tell us about things that are happening in our everyday lives. Other people think dreams can predict what will happen in the future. Then, there are some people who think dreams mean nothing at all. They say dreams are just random old memories organized together by the brain to make a story. Today, scientists are looking for ways to collect useful information from dream experiments. So far, they have not been very successful, so we probably won't know the real reason for dreams anytime soon. Hey, Brendan, did you know that some Asian cultures believe pregnant women have dreams that tell them if their baby is a boy or a girl?
No? Where did you hear that?
My Korean friend told me about it yesterday. She said in Korea, there's a special kind of dream called a taemong.
A taemong?
Yeah. A taemong happens right after a woman becomes pregnant. If the dream is about bears, tigers, bulls, pigs, or other strong animals, it means the baby is a boy.
And what things symbolize a girl?
Turtles, flowers, fish, fruits, deer, and other delicate things.
That is interesting. And is that just in Korea?
I think Chinese people believe something similar, but I have never heard of anyone believing something like that here in America.
Me neither. Gina, did you get a new pair of boots?
Yep, I just got these yesterday. Do you like them?
Gina, why did you get another new pair of boots? Don't you already have like 10 pairs?
No, I don't have 10 pairs. I have 7 pairs, and my old ones were out of date.
Out of date? You only had the last pair for 2 months.
Well, everybody is wearing these now. They're really popular at school.
Gina, you always follow the latest fads. Isn't it expensive?
Well, yes. I normally spend all my pocket money on clothes.
You should learn to save your money and only buy new clothes if you need them.
Yeah, you are probably right. But it is really hard for me to save money. Every time I see a cool new shirt, pair of shoes, or pair of jeans, I have to buy them.
You will have to learn to control your spending one day, or else you will always be broke.
I know. I will try. Oh my gosh, Jim, are there peanuts in this salad?
Yeah, Rachel. It is an Oriental salad with peanuts. Isn't it delicious?
You don't understand. I am very allergic to peanuts. When I eat them, I have a severe allergic reaction.
Oh no, what happens?
My face gets all swollen and I get a bad rash on my skin.
How much of the salad did you eat?
Just a bite, so I should be okay if I take some medicine.
What kind of medicine do you need?
Don't worry, I have it. Give me my bag. I have some pills in there.
Okay, here you go.
Phew. Okay, I should be fine now. I should have told you I am allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know you couldn't eat peanuts. I won't serve you anything with peanuts again.
Yeah, I really should have told you. It is not your fault. Luckily, I had my medicine. Hey, Craig, where were you yesterday? I didn't see you at school.
Hey, Carrie. I had to go to the dermatologist.
The dermatologist? What for?
I have been getting a lot of zits on my face. My mom said the dermatologist could help.
What did he say?
Well, he gave me some medicine and some special soap for my face. He said in 2 weeks, all my zits should be gone. If they aren't, I have to go back.
Oh, okay. My sister used to have a lot of zits. She went to the dermatologist, too.
Did it help?
Yeah, they gave her medicine, just like you. In a week, all her zits were gone.
Great. I hope mine go away in a week, too.
Hello, kids. My name is Frank Donahue, and I am from the National Institute of Health. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of nutrition at home. Every one of you is probably wondering what foods you should be eating. Nutrition for growing children is very important. Kids need foods which are rich in vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K. Fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, lean meats, whole wheat breads, and fish are all great sources of vitamins. My advice to you: look at the label on your food before you buy it. Read what daily percentage of vitamins each food has. Make sure that at the end of the day, you have had 100% of all your daily vitamin requirements. If you do that, you will grow up strong and healthy.
Hey, are those the photos from our honeymoon to Europe?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide on a photo as my desktop picture. Oh, here's a nice one.
That's from when we were in Greece.
Yeah.
I just love those wonderful salads with fresh tomatoes, onion, cucumber, and olives, and some of that salty cheese on top. I thought the best thing about Greece was the food. That was a highlight of the trip for me, the Greek food.
Yeah. Oh, here's this one. It's that market in the old town.
Oh.
Look at all those oranges and strawberries. Oh, so fresh. I can still remember how those oranges tasted, but I think maybe looking at food isn't a good idea if I'm trying to work, you know?
Yeah, I really didn't like the weather in Greece, though. I was expecting it to be hot and sunny all the time, but it was cool and cloudy. That was disappointing.
Right, but what I really liked was how friendly the people were. They were so helpful and pleasant.
Yeah. We went to Switzerland next.
Right.
Yeah. How about a shot of the mountains for your desktop? You know, when we were staying at that mountain hotel with a view of the Matterhorn? Oh, here's the one I took that morning. I got up really early to see the sunrise.
Oh, that's really beautiful. But I stayed in bed, so I didn't see it. This one might be better. I remember going on that boat on the lake. It was such a nice trip. Remember, we caught the train first and went down to the lake.
Yeah.
That was such a great day.
Yeah. I thought the mountains in Switzerland were just amazing. I really loved being there. I wish we were there now.
Oh, me too. Oh, here are some shots from England. This one is good. That brings back happy memories.
Yeah, it sure does. Oh, how about this one? That's a great shot.
Oh, the coast of Cornwall was amazing. I agree. Those sandy beaches and awesome cliffs. And the weather was so warm and sunny, too. We had the best weather in England.
Do you have any shots of London where we went last?
Here's a good one of the Globe Theatre. I loved seeing all the actors dressed in costumes from the time of Shakespeare. It was great standing so close to the stage.
It was pretty tiring standing for 3 hours, though.
But seeing that Shakespeare play was wonderful. And it was so funny. That was the best thing we did.
It was good, yeah, but I still say the best thing for me was the food in Greece.
It's too bad we didn't have longer for our vacation. I didn't like having to rush around. I wanted to spend longer in each place.
Still, we had a really good time.
Yes, the best. And I know which picture I want for my desktop.
Which one?
Aw, can't you guess?
Ms. Alvarez? Have you been waiting long?
No, just a few minutes. I like to be early.
So it's Vanessa, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm 22 years old. I'm currently in my senior year at college, where I'm majoring in business administration. I graduate in June.
Okay. You graduated from high school 4 years ago, right?
Right.
What did you enjoy most at school?
I was on the swim team and the athletics team. I enjoyed sports a lot, especially being on a team. Oh, if you mean what subjects that I enjoyed, I loved history and geography. I didn't like math and science so much.
Now, what work experience do you have which might be relevant to this job?
None at all. I've worked in an office, but that's not really relevant, I guess. But I'm a quick learner. I really enjoy working with people. And like I said, I like being on a team. Here at college, I'm captain of the softball team.
Do you have any special skills that are relevant to this job?
Well, I think I have the perfect personality for it. I'm enthusiastic and very sociable. But also, let me see. Organizing people is something I'm good at, and I'm good at encouraging people and helping people. I'm a people person.
Great. Why do you want this job?
Because I've always wanted to visit Australia, and because it's just the kind of work I think I'll be really good at. I think this job will be rewarding and fun.
What are your career goals?
Oh, well, I'm going to go into banking. But I'm taking a break before I start. I'm applying for jobs starting in January.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions?
No, none.
Are you sure?
Oh, well, maybe. When does the job start exactly? And what is the pay?
Good questions. Well, Come in, Mr. Lee.
Sorry, I'm a bit late. There was a problem on the subway, and all the trains were delayed.
Oh, that's okay. Right now, Mr. Lee, or Jeremy?
Yes, please call me Jeremy.
I'm Sally, and this is Bob. We've looked at your resume, and it all seems to be pretty good. Just a few questions. First, about high school. What did you enjoy most at school?
What did I enjoy most? I enjoyed studying literature and music.
What work experience do you have?
Well, I work in a record store on weekends, and last summer I worked as a lifeguard at my local pool.
And do you have any special skills?
Special skills? Well, yes, I play guitar and I sing. I enjoy singing folk songs and pop songs. I guess that might be useful for this job. You know, singing songs with a guest in social situations.
Why do you want this job?
I'd like to meet new people, and I'd like to see Australia. I'd like to try something different. This would be a great opportunity for me.
Okay, and what are your career goals?
Long-term goals?
Yes.
Well, I'm hoping to go into hotel management eventually, but first I need to get experience in different aspects of the tourism industry, not just hospitality. So this job would be really useful for me. I think I can learn a lot from it.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, there are 2 questions I'd like to ask you. First, when does the contract start exactly?
The middle of June.
Fine. And if I do get the job, can I delay my return flight for a few weeks? It's because I'd like to do some traveling around the country.
Oh, sure, that's fine.